What's up, guys? So a couple of stutters there. Still working out the intro.
Because you have too much going on in the background, though. I think that's why.
I do have too much going on. I got two
different
tournaments, the 2K and the 3K. We got second place in a $30 rebuy and add-on last night. Gonna try to do one better tonight. And this thing right here, 3K guaranteed. We're in for one buy and one rebuy so far. That puts us at third, because so many of these guys are not willing to gamble it up. Okay. We got 2K as well. 23 out of 103. Again, one buy and one rebuy. So, welcome to the Dutch Boyd Poker Show, you guys. We're on episode 51, doing a Monday stream. And I am three-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner and local Las Vegas professional poker player Dutch Boyd. Below me is my lovely co-host, the friendliest co-host,
Michelle J. Cosper Eximois. That's me. He likes to say friendliest host because
the friendly
my
co-host
name is Cosper.
Cosper,
I almost forgot,
friendly
like Casper.
co-host. Cosper, the friendly host. I like it. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Fighting the good fight.
I'm doing fine. I just did some of your YouTube information. If you guys aren't following his YouTube channel, then I suggest that you guys do. It's an awesome channel. I'm trying to get him to upload more stuff. And if you guys are subs, you guys get to see the past broadcast. Currently, our YouTube has older broadcasts. We decided to put the new ones later, so the subscribers get the benefit of getting the current broadcasts. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm hearing my little dog. She's crying. She probably wants food or love. I don't know. What should I give her? Should I give her love?
C-bet here into Big Creepa and Percy. I think Big Creepa is a sub, right? I think. The King of Diamonds, does it help us? I feel like it does. I feel like we are probably still ahead. We're going to go ahead and fire out another half pot bet here. The pot is pretty big, and we're going to try to take it down. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Does Big Creepa have a king? Does he have a king? He could have a king. He could also have a lot of missed draws here. Hands like Queen 10 suited, Ace 6 suited. Any spade draw, a lot of Broadway draws. And I don't feel like he'd be making this bet value betting a better jack. I'd be really surprised to make the call and see Ace Jack here. So I'm going to go ahead and make the call here. I think that we're ahead. I think that Big Creepa is probably in a situation where he's looking at a hand that has no chance of winning and deciding to try to push us off something. Or he has a king, in which case, good discipline there, Big Creepa, not trying to bet anybody off of a draw there on the turn. King 10, nice hand there, Big Creepa. So we get a little bit of a setback. A little bit of a setback. I guess Big Creepa might have worried about having some kicker problems there, and that's why he didn't try to make the raise there on the turn or the flop. Airball 1996 says, damn, what an intro.
I hope it was good. I hope it didn't stutter.
Started a little bit. But
yeah, it's work. Dutch probably was doing too much in the background. It's your fault, Dutch. Says I.
It's my fault. You know what we need to do is we probably just need to lower the resolution of that video.
Really?
Yeah, make it a little bit smaller, make it a little bit easier for XSplit to handle natively.
Corina says, "Awesome video. I didn't know what I was watching at first." Well, thank you. Did you guys like the song? I like the punk rock song. It gets stuck in my head occasionally. It's my...
High Stacks chilling out in the stream with us. It says, "Hey Dutch, High Stacks here, and High Stacks of chips. Let's bring real money to poker to Ohio." Okay, let's do that. High Stacks, you lead the charge. I will retweet anything that you want me to retweet, and sign any petition you want me to sign, if it means bringing real money online poker back to more states. So, Shorty Lambert chilling out, very first crew member to say hello. We got Frost79. Hello all. Azup says, "It's a Dutch Boyd Poker Show, starring your host, Dutch Boyd, and his lovely assistant, XO and June." Silver Fox making the raise here. You know what? Ace-10 offsuit, I think, is going to be ahead of his range. So let's go ahead and make a re-raise here. Go for a 2.5x, which should be about 300. We'll make it 320. We get the call. Oh, gosh. I'm not even showing the right...
Oh, gosh.
The right table. Sorry about that, guys. We got him firing a 2/3 pot, huh? Why the donk lead, Silver Fox? Why the donk lead? Okay. I'll give him credit. Squatch83 chilling out with us. Nikki 2 cards. He says, "Good luck tonight, Dutch. Thanks for the Monday stream." Thanks for being here, Nikki. I really appreciate you being here. I also really appreciate everything you do for the stream, Nikki. I really do. It wouldn't be as good without you. It wouldn't be as good without you laying down the law, laying down the ban hammers, keeping the negativity out of the channel. And really appreciate you, man. Albino 2004 is here. Great to see you, man. Rudy in Vegas is here. Gin Joy, Corona, SD Bub. Great to see you, SD Bub. And Mozilla, nifty intro. Never seen it. Thank you, Mozilla.
We just started the intro.
Yeah, we just started doing it. We started.
I have to get this little
Sunday.
puppy.
You gonna take her out?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you in a second. Papist, great to see you, Papist. Okay, so Ace has never cracked a meter. Is currently at +4. The unbeatable, invincible, uncrackable, all-winning hand, pocket aces. We've had 4 times in a row without getting cracked. We're going to run that up. We're going to keep it going up. Let's see if we can't beat that 18 record. Fake Lawn, he says that intro was very well done. Good tune, too. Fake Lawn, I'm glad that you like it, man. It's new. It's new. We're always trying to do new things to make the stream better. Big Creepa is in the house. Good to see you, man. Things that make the stream better, I guess. Donk off a big chunk of a starting stack to one of our subs. Does that make the stream better? Mayhaps. EJ Riggs says, got my fist bump patches in the mail yesterday. Now I have to figure out where to put them. Thanks for the great stream and keep up the great work. EJ Riggs, thank you very much. You know what? I put my I put one on my wallet. I had kind of a cheap wallet that Michelle had bought me for Christmas, and it actually looks pretty good. It looks pretty good on that thing. MB Blood, he says, "Hey Dutch, Xmaw, Dutch bought a big chunk of your 600 WSP action today. Pump it up until the last 9% on U-Stake." Let me take a look at what that's looking at. So last night we did we got second place in a 6 max on WSP. I felt like we could have made it happen. I felt like we could have won. Instead, we got second place. I had a plan, didn't work. So then the plan just became, let's go ahead and get it heads up with about even stacks. That wasn't what I was trying to do. What I was trying to do was chip away at the guy. while kind of leaving Skelly Factor alone. And it didn't work that way. Just instead, Skelly Factor just kind of stuck around for a while, but the guy did not seem like he was worried about going in third. He called pretty much every time I raised in the small blind. I just wasn't going to be able to get position on him post flop, so I tried to play out of position, and he just was not having it. He would not be bullied. So instead of getting heads up with a really big chip lead, instead we ended up just getting Skelly Factor out, who had a pretty short stack and a pretty tough road to come to claw back. We got heads up with about the same amount. Ended up getting just a brutal beat when we had middle pair against an under pair, and then it went instead of getting the 2-outer, it went runner for a straight. And it was a brutal way to lose most of our chips, and then we lost the rest of them when we flopped a pair and he flopped a top pair. And that was it. Second place. But you know what? We're going to try to do better tonight. We're also going to try to do better in this U-stake listing that I got going on. A couple of people in the stream were asking if I was selling any action in the WSOP, and the answer is usually no. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a couple of the 5K and 10K events that Bax doesn't really want to put me in, that I think I would really like to play, and I'll list a little U-stake action. We'll see if it sells. So the first event, the 5K 6-handed no limit hold'em, event number 35. 2 of my bracelets are in 6-max. And I also have a bad beat 5th place when Bill Edler won his event. He made a 20-something big blind shove when it was 5-handed. And I snap called with pocket jacks. He turned over ace-7. And that was a bad beat. That was one of those bad beats that you remember, because for 5th place I got 160,000. I just look back at that and think, well, what if that hand held up? Because that pretty much crippled me. That got me down to less than, I think, 3 big blinds. He ended up winning the event after catching an ace on the turn, I think. That one was painful. It still is painful, because that would have been pretty cool to get a third bracelet in a 6-handed event. But we're going to try this summer. Man, the World Series of Poker is so close to being here. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Anyway, we're listing this thing. Let me go ahead and show it on the stream here. And it's 91% of the way sold, so 9% left on ustake.com. Go check out ustake.com. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool staking platform where you can buy and sell pieces of poker tournaments. If you're looking to play an event and you don't have the money, or you want to lower the risk, you can sell pieces on staking or on ustake.com. And they take a 5% fee to manage the collection and the payout to all of your players. It's really nice because they take care of everything. One of the problems with staking is the actual management of it. And when you try to sell a lot of pieces to a lot of different backers, small pieces to 70 or 80 different backers, you run into some real logistics problems. Like, what if you cash? Then you got 70 people, 80 people who you have to deal with as far as sending checks out, making sure that they get what's owed to them, making sure that you get all the tax forms and everything, so that you're not on the hook for winnings that you didn't actually take home. It's a huge issue, a huge problem. And ustake.com solves that problem by basically being the middleman and using the miracle of technology to do all that dirty work for you. So it allows you to sell pieces of yourself to a lot more people at smaller chunks.
You're chewy.
And it also allows you to take $30-$40 and take a shot in. Yeah, we do. We have those unbeatable hands. The uncrackable, unbeatable, invincible. Never seen pocket aces beat. Now, I've been playing poker for, 16, 17 years, serious poker. And I have never seen pocket aces get cracked at the table. It is the one thing in poker that you can count on, is that aces will never let you down. We're going to fire out half pot here into a Jack 9-5 board. Looks pretty good. There's 2 hearts. It's kind of wet. It's wet enough that we can start getting a little bit of playback here. We're going to increase that aces cracked meter by 1. I feel it. There it is. We get to increase the aces cracked meter plus 1. Yeah, so lots of cool poker players selling pieces of themselves on UStake. Greg Raymer selling pieces of himself. Jamie Gold selling pieces. Anthony Zinno, one of the top poker players in the game, like unquestionably right now. He's just playing so good, running so good. He's on there. Lots of players, and you can take very small pieces. So take 20, 30, 40 bucks. Take a little piece of Alan Kessler, and a lot of these players are definitely going to be giving a better short-term return on your investment than if you're going to go through some other vehicle. Most of the time you're going to lose it, but that's just the nature of poker. If you pick your stakes right, it can be pretty profitable. But worst case scenario is you get a sweat in a WSOP event. You get to actually follow the results and actually have some skin in the game, which anybody who's ever watched a baseball game with money on the line can tell you that it's a lot more interesting sitting through 9 innings if you actually have a financial incentive to root for one team over the other. I mean, in sports betting, that's kind of that's kind of the elephant in the. Oh man, Sven Mouse, why you got to say thank you when you bust anti-morphe? Why you got to do that, man?
Oh.
God hates a bad winner, man. It's the worst. That's the worst. Heisler says, "Are you playing the Colossus?" Yes, sir, I am. Hopefully just taking that one bullet on Thursday, but I'm prepared to go all 6. Maverick BP, pizza was good, Dutch. Yummy, he says. Maverick BP, poker mindset coach, both join us for a little pizza rock lunch this afternoon with Paul Daywald and his girlfriend, Lindsay. So that was fun. Shorty Lambert, good news, Dutch. I rebounded back to even last night after taking that 190 hit on the ace board. Went out bad beat. Good to hear that, Shorty. Good to hear that, buddy. We got Jared R in the stream. Good to see you. And Snowflake says, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Snowflake CZ. NB Blood says, hey. Oh, I already read that. NB Blood, good to see you, man.
And Maverick BP is in here as well.
I scrolled up too much.
Yeah, you're all the way in the beginning, actually.
El Guapo, great to see you, El Guapo. He says, considering the WSOP news, do you think our money is safe on the site? Is it protected by Nevada Gaming Control? Yes, El Guapo. I have every bit of faith in WSOP.com making yes, WSOP.com funds are safe. I'm sure of that. I mean, you can never be 100% sure of anything, but I mean, the news today. If you guys don't follow like Poker News or Card Player, the news today was Caesars parent company might be entertaining a buyout offer of Caesars Interactive, which is the parent company of both WSOP.com and the WSOP brand. It was kind of funny too because just at lunch today, hanging out with Paul Daywald, hanging out with Lindsay, hanging out with Poker Mindset Coach and Maverick BP, I mentioned that I think that it wouldn't surprise me if sometime in the next 10 years we see Caesars Entertainment selling the WSOP brand. And I get home, I fire up Card Player, and there's the news. It's like, what?
Like you read it, maybe before.
Yeah, exactly. I wish that I would have said it wouldn't surprise me if sometime by the end of the week that would have been a little bit more of one of those prophecies.
Psychic revelation.
Just call me Dutch the Prophet. Yeah, that was a crazy call. So chances of that happening kind of go up a little bit.
Oh yeah, Rick the Hat, we're here. This is not a replay. We don't do replays anymore on this stream.
No more replays. Let's make the call here. Even though it's a little bit heavy of a pre-flop bet, it's early. It's before the rebuy period. And ace-4 suited is the kind of hand that can make a really, really big hand against a very big second-best hand. I think it has the kind of implied odds that we're looking for, and we're putting in, less than 5% of our stack in pre-flop. In position against 3 opponents, so it seems like it's all right. Chinch Dog in the stream, good to see you, man. Goblet Squat. And 408 Shy Tack, great to see you, buddy. We're going to go ahead and make the fold here with 7-4 off. As Drupal, coming to you, coming to us from Brazil, representing South America.
He said that he was a sub once, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And we were supposed to send him. He didn't get his patches yet, right? Ask Drupal, did you get your patches? I think you were supposed to fill out the form.
Maybe he didn't fill it out because I don't remember sending him to Brazil. I usually pay attention when we're sending him off to far and exotic places. Brazil counts. Let me take a look at these this fist bump list and see if I see his Drupal on here. Rick the Hat chilling out with us. Great to see you, man. No, he's not. He never filled out the list. So, as Drupal, if you feel like filling out that Google Forms list, make sure to check your Twitch spam box, your Twitch other box for that welcome email. You want to whisper the
I will.
the link to him?
Sure.
I'd love to get you a couple of those fist bump patches.
I'll whisper him right now.
Sniping75 says, "Hey guys, how you been? Good luck. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir." Ace is up. Great to see you, buddy. He says, "Looks like Sven gets a rooster." Yeah, we can do that. Let's do it. Let's give him the rooster. I will dominate. Says, which site is this?
It's
WSOP.com.
That's a good name. I will dominate. I like that.
Make the fold here. Look at the big heart. He says, "I didn't know fish could talk." Ha ha ha.
They can't. No, is he saying that in chat or in the?
He was saying that to
in the thing.
Sven Mouse.
Oh, that's mean.
He was saying that to Sven Mouse.
So mean, so aggressive. This sport of poker. So I don't even know what you're playing because I haven't even logged into what you're playing here. So
we're playing two tournaments. We're playing the 2K and we're playing the 3K. We got a little bit of a.
Oh, you're playing two.
A little bit of a setback in the 3K when we flopped second pair versus Big Creep was top pair, and decided that we were going to keep on playing it aggressively.
Oh wow, is that the Caesar? Is 3 billion? What does that mean? 3 billion clams. That's how much they're selling for. That's how much
someone is offering $4.3 billion.
Is that
for
good? Is that a good
Caesars
price?
Interactive.
Guys, is that a good price for that?
Let me think about it. Okay, the World Series by itself has about 200,000 people coming out and playing something. How much do we think the World Series of Poker rakes off every year? I think that they have somewhere around 200 million in tournament entry fees when you count up the whole series. Every single year, 200 million in entry fees. And they're probably raking off about 8% of that. So that's... it's about 160 million in gross. It's got to cost a hell of a lot of money to actually run that. But even so, I bet that Caesars is clearing. I bet they're clearing at about 70 or 80 million a year off of the World Series, just in rake and entry fees, just in cash game rake, all the satellite rake and all the entry fees. I bet that they're clearing net 70 or 80. I don't know what the profit margins are. You know, it's a public company, so we could actually look into this. So is 4.3 billion fair? I mean, you look at the other assets that they've got. They also have, you know, all their mobile apps. They've got the WSOP.com brand. If you look at the value of PokerStars when Amaya acquired that asset, and you try to compare that with the value of Caesars Interactive, I feel like Caesars Interactive is worth more than Stars. I feel like the World Series of Poker brand is worth more than the PokerStars brand. Yeah. So I think that 4.3 billion might be a little bit on the low end, but probably not. I mean, we're probably talking a pretty healthy multiple of year, you know, of year profit from Caesars Interactive. The Caesars parent company, Caesars Entertainment, is so far in debt right now. It wouldn't surprise me if they actually sold that asset, which I feel like it would be a little bit heartbreaking, you guys. I really do. I feel like if the World Series of Poker gets sold, it might turn out to be a good thing overall, just like when it got sold, you know, from Binion's to Caesars, and it got moved and expanded, and the World Series is in a much better place right now. Poker's in a much better place right now because of that sale. But it's still, you know, it still, you know, marked the end of a poker era, and it was kind of sad. You know, I remember the last time, you know, the last time I played at Binion's, and I kind of had this feeling like this is going to be the last time I'm playing here. You know, it's there's a lot of history in that casino, in those dirty hotel rooms and the '70s carpet and the steakhouse at the top of the horseshoe. You know, it's and now it's gone, and it got moved to Rio, and it became much bigger, much better. But it was also a little bit sad seeing the end of a time, the end of an era.
Also, Dutch, they mentioned it in the Wall Street Journal last week. So
really,
yeah. So you might have.
Yeah, maybe
saw it in the newsstand
maybe
or
I did.
something.
Maybe I picked maybe I picked up on it, heard it in a conversation or something. Yeah, I missed the story, Albino. I saw it for the first time today on Card Player. I don't think Poker News even mentioned it yet, which is kind of surprising because Poker News is usually pretty quick. I'll tell you what, the best news source out there for gaming news is probably Calvin Ayre. CalvinAyre.com is always on the ball, and it's kind of funny because, you know, given, you know, the background of CalvinAyre.com, you would think that they'd be a little biased, but they aren't. They are not afraid to throw punches at you know, the site. I don't know what they would do with like a story about Bovada itself, but I think that it's probably completely different operations at this point. That you know, Calvin Ayre has some great reporters. Lee Davies over there, always you know, breaking stories and scooping scooping headlines. It's gonna make the fold. Suka asking, Dutch, do you live in Canada? No, I'm in Las Vegas, buddy. I am in Las Vegas, Nevada. Little pocket tins
Hey,
action.
Jason
in this,
and Cam Singh. And
$10
Jean Paul.
Wow, bigmoney.com just took a pretty big chunk from ANAGs in the $30 tournament, Pocket 8s versus Pocket Kings. Hitting that set. We're here with Pocket 10s, and we've got I Just Get Down and Sven Mouse making a raise and a 3-bet, the big heart making the call. And now we're kind of in this stupid situation where Pocket 10s turns into just a set mining opportunity. I don't really think that Sven Mouse, I haven't really seen a lot of 3-bets from him. Looking back at some of these hands, I don't really feel like Pocket 10s is going to be good here.
Oh, we're on break. Good. Cam Singh, how are we doing tonight? We're doing great. We had pizza today, and now we have coffee with a new creamer, so we're doing good. Which other tournament are you playing? I have 30K, or the $30 add-on rebuy. But what's the other one?
I'm playing the 3K and the 2K.
Okay.
So we don't get to see Sven Mouse, but you know what? I bet that he had a bigger pocket pair. I bet they were looking at like pocket jacks, pocket queens. Maybe best case scenario, probably something like ace queen. Okay, guys, we're going to be right back in 4 minutes. Thanks again for joining us. Make sure to click on that follow button if you're new to the stream. It's that little heart button right underneath the X wall. Follow us on Twitter at DutchBoyd, at First for Michelle, and don't be shy with those sub buttons. Remember, the subscribers get some cool swag, fist bump patches, download link to my poker book, Poker Tilt,
2 patches,
and an ad-free experience. The rest of you guys are going to be seeing commercials,
and
here
you
in
get
about
past
20
broadcasts,
seconds.
and you get to be included in the sub chat only streams. So, all right,
Past
commercial on.
broadcast is a big one.
Commercial. Put the commercial on.
See you guys later. Be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. We got the add-on in this 2K, so now it's do or die time. And in the 3K, we are down to about 5,000 chips. So unless we start building this back up, I'm going to be putting in another bullet if we get below 4. I'll tell you though, I see a lot of streamers mess this up and donk off this 1022 like it's nothing. They'll donk off the 1022 purposefully, with the sole purpose of getting down to 4,000, of actually losing it. And I just can't bring myself to do that. We're still looking at about an $8 piece of equity with that 1022. I'm not willing to just throw that away for imaginary equity on an additional $30. It's kind of like the guy who's sitting there with 3 big blinds left after taking a big bad beat in in the circuit event. I was telling you guys about this, right? He got it all in with like kings, and some guy made the call with pocket tens. He's like, yes, and he's like celebrating, and the guy has him almost covered, but then the 10 hits the flop, and he's like, no, every time this happens, he gets up and he's just like hoping. No turn, no river. And so he just like gets out of his chair and he's like just disgusted and starts to walk away. And the dealer's like, oh, sir, you still have chips here. And he's like, how much do I have? And they counted it up and he had 3 big blinds. He was like, pfft. And he just walked away. And it's like, okay, so maybe this guy is thinking, well, the expected value that I have with 3 big blinds in this tournament isn't as much as the opportunity cost I get for sticking around and not going to play a cash game or something. Or I don't know what he's thinking there, but to me, that seems like giving up is never GTO. I feel like.
Did you put the break up, the commercials up for the break?
Not yet. No.
Oh, you probably missed it. That's funny.
I might have, yeah. No, we could do a minute and a half. How are we doing on these pocket kings, you guys? The big hurt? The big heart? Slowly thinking. It's probably going to be a little fold here. George McFly, good to see you, man. Always a pleasure to see you in the stream. Sven Mouse making the open limp under the gun, so let's go ahead and raise it up here to about 640. I think Sven Mouse is the kind of person who's going to go ahead and see a flop with us. He does. Flop comes out ace jack 10. Okay, let's go ahead and just check back here. And we got Sven Mouse firing out 2640 into a 1520 pot. So GG. Not the flop we're looking for, guys. Not the flop we're looking for.
Checkered karma. Random ad hype. Thank you for watching.
We got Skelly Factor here who made the raise pre-flop. I 3-bet, and Skelly Factor called. Now the flop came Queen Jack 6. Got a little check call from Skelly Factor. Top pair, top kicker looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and make the raise.
Cool. Yeah.
Ray1996 says, question, guys. Do you now have to be a sub to watch previous streams? Here on Twitch you do, Ray, but we export a lot of those streams onto our YouTube channel. So you can go check out our YouTube channel and subscribe to that if you want to see some of the past streams. Let's make the call here against Pro's Pro. Ace 4-5 on the flop. Looks pretty good. Go ahead and make the check to Pro's Pro, who checks back rather quickly. And at this point, I think that we got Pro's Pro actually drawing dead. I think we're probably looking at something like a King, Queen, King, Jack, Queen, Jack, or maybe a bigger pocket pair type hand. So let's go and just make the call here. Maybe we get Hero called. And bigger pocket pairs probably calls. Pocket 8s, pocket 9s, pocket 10s. I don't think that a hand like King High is going to bluff for us. So we're going to go ahead and try to get value there on the river. What did he have? Pocket 7s. So yes, indeed, the bigger pocket pairs are calling. And it's probably not the kind of hand that he would have bet for us. So we're faced with a decision: bluff or value bet, or induce a bluff or value bet. We chose to value bet, and we chose correctly. Gluck says, I've seen guys get called back to the table and win the tourney. Not common, but it does happen. I've never seen somebody actually get called back to win. I've never seen that. But yeah, I mean, what's the point? What's the point of just walking away from from a tournament? What's the point of that? It just seems like if you're going to let yourself just be done with the tournament, if you get down to a certain point, you're never going to have that really cool comeback story. You know, one of my favorite streams of all time, one of my favorite videos on our YouTube channel is the sickest poker tournament comeback possible, where we had less than a blind, I think actually less than a small blind. We had less than a small blind after taking a big pocket aces bad beat in the big blind. We had less than the small blind the very next hand, and we somehow came back. You know, won the next hand, came back to actually win the tournament. We saw a potentially even bigger comeback the other night with Freezer, who had less than an ante. He had less than an ante and was able to come back to a pretty dangerous stack. He didn't win it though, so we're going to say that's not the greatest comeback possible. Skelly Factor with the pocket aces. We'll see if Percy puts the money in. Doesn't. Says, you know what, guys? I've had enough. I'm going to go ahead and blow off some money to you guys because I'm only prepared to go for one bullet here. Any Kings cracked a meter? JSA714. No. Pocket Kings get cracked all the time. Pocket Kings is the ever crackable, always beatable, always let you down hand. You know, it's Pocket Kings again. These hands always let me down. Kings will always let you down. What's up, Pocket Kings? Hey, you feel like maybe picking me up at the airport? Great, I'll see you at 8. Pocket Kings, where are you, man? It's 9:30, dude. You said you were gonna be here an hour and a half ago. Hey, Pocket Kings, feel like going out and grabbing some drinks? That's awesome, man. Yeah. Dude, not cool of you, man. Been waiting at the bar by myself for an hour. Pocket Kings. DD Pool's chilling out. It's great to see you. Also, we have Blood11 saying, love seeing the stream on Monday. Yeah, we don't often do it. Most of the time we're a weekend bunch. But here we are. I felt unsatisfied after last night's stream. To tell you the truth, I was thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go try to win something tonight rather than just take second, rather than play, rather than take runner up. So D-Chill 300. These are my thoughts on it. If WSOP, if CEI, Caesars Interactive was purchased by someone else, I think that what we would see is a rapid expansion of the World Series of Poker brand. I think that we would probably see a bracelet being given away almost every single day. And rather than just having it in Vegas, we'd probably see other World Series of Poker Europe, World Series of Poker Australia. We'd probably see that concept of bracelet events expanded all over the world. Let's go ahead and make the raise here against Skelly Factor. And Ferrari Doctor, 14 months in a row. Ferrari Doctor, man. Thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate it. Casper 2012 says, I don't understand his king-king hand play. Why no c-bet? You think he limped with ace rag there? I think you're ahead a lot of time, even on the turn, and why not rep the ace on the flop? Casper 2012, why no c-bet? Well, usually we are c-betting. It didn't feel like the right time to do it. I wanted to see what he would do on the turn. And his bet sizing on the turn is what made me decide that we weren't ahead. When he fired out 1.6 times the pot, it made me feel like we were not actually ahead. If he would have fired out like half pot, 2/3 pot, then probably, probably not going anywhere. It was one of those flops where I felt like, okay, we're either very far ahead or very far behind. Let's check back because I'm not too worried about giving a free card away.
I love it. Take my energy, Dutch. I love that little guy.
Wow. What do we do here? We're going the whole way with it. I think we're ahead. Wow, we were way ahead. Look at that. We got Svenmaster put all of the chips in there with a pair of sixes. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. ASD Waffle talking about Treetop Jack Strauss. He says, and some dude won the WSP having one chip at one point, right? That's the legend. That's the legend. The poker legend is that he had gone all in. Someone called. And as he's getting up and taking his drink and his napkin, he realizes that there was a chip underneath his napkin. And so he took that chip and ended up winning the main event. That's the legend anyway. I don't know how much truth there is to that legend. I think, I mean, honestly, if two players thought that they were all in and then one found out that he had a chip underneath a napkin, I'm going to count that as an all-in. That was in the pot. So I don't know the details. But yeah, however it happened, it sounds like it was an amazing comeback for sure. Poker Shot Clock, good to see you in the stream, man. He says you should be in New Jersey. You should be in New Jersey. Poker Shot Clock, I think that might be the first time I've ever heard that said to me in my whole life. You should be in New Jersey, man. Oh man, why did he get muted? Oh,
He sent a link?
because of the caps.
Oh.
Nightbot is so snarky too. Poker Shot Clock, just know that Nightbot is their own man. Nightbot is his own man.
No, he understands.
Very snarky.
Poker Shot Clock
He
is
says,
wise.
this really pisses me off.
He's wise
Stop
to the
spamming caps.
Nightbot.
I'm surprised that that a robot would have such snarky little answers. Poker shot clock, man. Be nicer to the chat, Nightbot. We might have to mute Nightbot.
No, it's fine, Dutch. No.
Albino 2004, not a chance. Mine's having their own issues.
Yeah, but if they could buy them, I mean, it could happen.
Well, PokerStars was actually talking. They were actually
They were going to buy it before
to buy the WSOP. I think from Binions. I think way back in the day, after like Moneymaker and Fossil Man in those days. I think that they were actually in discussions to buy this to buy the WSOP. But at this point, I don't see Amaya doing it. I think that I think Amaya is really having their own issues right now. Just sustaining the profitability level that they're at. I don't think that they're going to be able to come up with another $4.3 billion to buy WSOP. And if they did, gosh, that would be mismanaged to hell. That would just be depressing. I could think of worse things to happen, though. Someone suggested that Sheldon Adelson would buy it just to kill it. That he would buy Caesars Interactive just to shut it down. Oh, man. He's so sad. Today it's been announced that Sheldon Adelson purchased Caesars Interactive, then burned it. DeBomb, chilling out in this 3K. Good to see you, man. It's Billy, our friend Billy. Wish you the best of luck in this thing. Let's make a final table together, DeBomb. I don't know that that's ever happened here on WSP.com. King Jack off suit, fire out 500. Wouldn't mind Sven Mouse coming in with some random BS hand. Ferrari Doctor, it's true. 14 months is it's pretty much longer than all my relationships, except with Michelle down there, who just doesn't know when to fold a bad hand.
Me? I just shove all the time.
Let's go ahead and fire out a half-pot size bet. Sven Mouse deciding to go ahead and see a flop. Continues.
Is there another? Does the station have another poker online site?
No.
They don't. It's just WSOP.com then here. I think there was another one or something, right? The station casinos had something.
Sven Mouse now firing out 8,112 and
yes.
5,697. I'm going to go ahead and time bank here. Dutch, you're not really thinking about calling with King Jack, are you? I am. Let me explain my thought process here. Sven Mouse, we saw him before flop bottom pair and make a check raise. Here, he is firing out 8112. 56.97, and I feel like King High is good. The problem is he could be bluffing with King Queen, or he could be turning a smaller pocket pair into a bluff, or like a smaller ace, like an ace rag, into a bluff too. A lot of times we're going to be turning it over. I will tell you guys, in live settings, I've definitely made those calls before, but you usually have something more to back it up with than just just the assumption that my opponent's taking a certain betting line against me. Billy saying, Dutch, you know that bomb is me, correct? I do. Oh,
are you guys on the same table?
We are. We're on the same table in the 3K. Yeah, ASD waffle. It sounds to me like a bad tournament floor ruling is what it sounds like. But we've seen those before.
Hey, legit DPS. What's up?
Legit. Great to see you, man.
Hey, Woodcutter.
Austin 10 says, how are people playing in the scoop from, let's say, Indiana, but they have an account set up in, let's say, Canada? How are people bypassing by actually not being in a different country
Illegally.
because of PokerStars not being allowed in the U.S.? Nobody should be playing the scoop event if they're in the States.
Yeah.
New Jersey has its own scoop event, but it's not the scoop event. It's smaller, and I don't even know if they're calling it the scoop. I think they might just be calling it like NJ scoop. So nobody should be playing those events, Austin, if they're not in. If they're not in Canada, or not, if they're not outside the U.S. I mean, they can be in other countries, not just Canada. If they are, they're probably doing something called VPNing, which is using basically a tunnel to put all their traffic through. Okay, look at this. We got Sven Mouse making a raise, Stray Cat calling. And I'm going to go ahead and make the raise here, 2160. MDR4523 says, Dutch, thanks for all the advice. Placed 4th out of 73 in my first live tourney for $370. Nice job, man. Very well done. He's got outs. It's not one of them. So Sven Mouse exiting stage right. Yeah, MDR, nice job. Nice cash for 370, man. Well done. Poker Mindset Coach saying it closed. Let me take a look at what you're talking about. Are you talking about my little U-stake? Did the U-stake close? Is that what we're seeing? No, not yet. Not yet. Ugh. Badminton says I missed the bookshelf. I kind of missed the bookshelf too, Badminton.
Well, we can put the bookshelf back. I have the bookshelf here. It's behind me now. It's a big bookshelf. You wanna put the bookshelf back? You don't have all that room though.
Yeah,
we might.
That is a nice thing, is being able to like lean back. Lean back. It definitely feels less claustrophobic where I'm at. I Snowy says, hey Dutch, I have a quick question for you. Do you like cash games or tournaments better? Snowy, I like cash games less than tournaments. I like tournaments better. It's not even close. Not even close. What do we think here, you guys? That sucks. That sucks. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take that rebuy. What a tease of a hand that was. Jesus Spoker saying, "Are you going to reg the 1500 tonight, Dutch, in 30 minutes?" I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to just play these two tournaments tonight. Ray says, Dutch, what's the biggest cash you've made online on WSOP? We took second in the Sunday in one stream. I can't remember. I can't remember when that was, but I think that was for like 4,000. We've taken a win in the Reloader before, which is around 4,000. WSOP.com just doesn't get that big, man. It just doesn't get that big. Okay, I'll make the hole better. Suck a fart asking, "Hey Dutch, I saw you in the WSP highlights from years past. What's the best you have done in that tournament?" So in the WSP main event, suck a fart, best I've ever done was 12th place. In the prelims, I've actually taken down 3 World Series of Poker bracelets. So that is your answer. Ooh. Got a hand brewing over here in the 3K guaranteed, where we have Mr. Mock making a min raise. And I decide, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and isolate him, and we're gonna go ahead and c-bet. Got 11 players so far out of the 60 deciding not to take rebuys to get to that add-on period. This is why I love this 3K guaranteed, guys. This is why this 3K guaranteed is easily one of the best values on WSOP, is because that double add-on, you know, spending $30 to get 8,000 chips after the add-on period closes in another 25 minutes. If you don't take that, you're basically just sprinkling little bits of equity all over the table, just raining down money on the rest of us. So, yeah, it's like every night, just show up to WSP.com, sign in, and claim your money in the 3K.
Yeah, I have a picture of the shelf if you want to. I'm sure somewhere.
By the way, we got Four Wheel Phil chilling out. I don't think I said hello to you yet, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, Four Wheel Phil. One of our earliest supporters of the Twitch channel, and it's always a pleasure to have you here, man. Early Twitch crew. Mark Whitaker asking, do you play on America's Card Room Dutch? Mark, I've played on there before, but it's actually against their terms of service for players in Nevada to play on that site, so I tend to stay away from it. Having the fear that if we did well, I could see them just, seizing our account. I also think it's against the law in Nevada to play on an unregulated poker site. I think I remember seeing that. It's not an enforced law, but it's still there. So on both counts, on both sides, you got the terms of service of America's Card Room saying no. You got the actual Nevada revised statutes saying no. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with WSOP.com and the legal regulated options that we that we have. I'm also going to make the call here with Dobie88. Little Queen 5 suited action, looking for a flop exactly like that. Let's go ahead and make the check raise against Dobie. Louis Helm advising everybody against VPNing to play an offshore card room. I'm gonna agree with you on that, Louis. People do it though. People do it. There's plenty of examples of players who have done well in a PokerStars tournament and then celebrated in a Vegas club that night. What do you guys think? You're not sure coming in here with 365. Got little pocket sixes. Are we gonna re-raise? Yeah, let's do. We could just call here. We'll turn pocket sixes into a set mine. Little 10-9-3. Now what? Check to you're not sure. We dodged all those overcards. But he's still firing out. Rain 1996 says, when do you think you'll stop playing poker, if ever? You know what? If I win this $30 tournament, I'll probably quit poker and retire. If I win this tournament right here, probably. Oh, dude, Player 11s is right. Poker lifer. Poker lifer. I want to break the. You know what poker record I want to break, you guys? People are always like, is there a poker record that you would like to break, Dutch? I mean, there's a couple that look pretty cool. You know, most bracelets would be cool. Catching up to Phil Hellmuth. Most main event championships won would be cool. Catching up to Stu Unger. Most tournament winnings would be cool. Catching up to Daniel Negreanu, I think, has that honor. You know which one I want to win? I want to be. I want to have the record for the oldest player to ever win a bracelet. The oldest player to ever win a bracelet. That's the record that I want to have. So that's the one I've got my eye on, and I want to knock that so far out of the park that no one can even catch up. I want to be like, 116 years old at the poker table, check raising some some young 50-year-old kid with a hoodie and sunglasses and his MP3 player. Let's go ahead and make the raise here against Mr. Muck again. 2.5x action. 9 dues for the win. Great to see you, man. Great to see you, buddy. This is how we doing tonight. You're doing pretty good. Mookie says Dutch, that 12-win arena win the other night was awesome. Mookie, I really enjoyed that too. I feel like that was pretty awesome too. Oh gosh. Now what do we do against Mr. Muck? Ace, King, 3. He checked awfully quick. Let's fire out 1,000 into 25-25. If we get called, we're just completely giving up now. Just done. Just done, hoping for a 4% 4% turn or 4% river. Yeah. I'm not calling. If anything, I'd be raising there. But I'm not raising either. There's no way that Mr. Muck is throwing away an ace. I don't even think he's throwing away a king if he called that if he called the bet on the flop. So, as Dribble says, shit, what are you guys allowed to do in Nevada? So Nevada is the only state in the United States where you've got legal sports betting. It's also the only state in the U.S. where you've got legal prostitution, right?
Yeah, outside of Clark County.
We don't have legalized drugs, but we do have medical marijuana. You've got bars that are open all night. There's no last call in Vegas. You got restaurants that are open 24 hours. You want sushi at 4 in the morning, you can go get it. Vegas is a really cool place, as Drupal. It's got world-class restaurants. I mean, like a bunch of world-class restaurants. I mean, it's a tourist trap, basically. It's a tourist trap that was built in the desert. So it's got weird attractions, like probably more world-class restaurants and per capita than any other city in the world, I would guess. It also has some really amazing shows like Cirque du Soleil shows, comedy shows. It's got concert venues that have that pretty much everybody stops through Vegas when they're doing a concert tour. It has nightclubs that have resident DJs that are world famous. I mean, just the other night we were chilling out. We were like, oh yeah, let's go hang out with some friends who were in town. And they wanted to go to Excess. We got to see David Guetta. It was pretty cool chilling there watching one of the most famous DJs right now. You got Major Lazer as a resident DJ, just spinning all the time at the Wynn, and the poker, man, the poker as Drupal. Vegas basically has a conveyor belt, just bringing tourist money onto the Strip around the clock, and a lot of that money ends up at the poker table. It's got the World Series of Poker. I'll tell you, there is a home field advantage as Drupal. If you're a poker player and you live here in Vegas, by the time the World Series of Poker comes around and you're sitting there and you get to wake up in your own bed and take a shower in your own bathroom, eat breakfast at your table, and you don't have to worry about jet lag, you don't have to worry about getting sick, you don't have to worry about wearing dirty clothes or the same clothes, because you packed 4 outfits in his suitcase. Oh man, you don't have to worry about having a car to get around. There's definitely a home field advantage. I mean, pretty much everybody who comes anybody who travels the poker trail, going from city to city to play poker tournaments, they'll tell you you get sick. You get sick often because you're in closed spaces. I mean, planes are just a horrible place to go if you're trying to stay healthy. The card rooms of the casinos that you end up that you end up staying at are usually smoky and dirty. The chips are nasty. They don't wash the chips. Players don't wash their hands, and
they don't.
It's really easy to get sick when you're traveling. There's a pretty good home field advantage when you're playing the World Series of Poker as a Vegas resident. I don't think it's really any coincidence that when you look at the World Series of Poker results and you look at the top players and the players who have had the most success at the World Series of Poker, the majority, like the leaders on that list, are going to be Vegas pros, probably followed by LA pros. I mean, the California pros come behind the Vegas pros in terms of WSOP success, I think. A big reason for that is home field advantage. Let's go ahead and make the call here with 7-8 offsuit.
Dutch, you have to make a final table because Adam Poker always misses your final tables.
Okay.
So you have
to
do
you,
it.
Adam, I'm going to do it.
For Adam.
I'm going to do it. It's kind of funny, Cam Singh. Cam Singh's asking me, hey, Dutch, who's the toughest opponents you ever play poker with? It's kind of a weird question to ask Cam Singh. I'm going to tell you why. Is because there's been times when I've played with against players where I was really intimidated by their game because they were playing at such a high level. There's been other times when I've played with those same players and they were kind of on their B game or their C game and they weren't really that intimidating. But in general, I would probably say the players that I think are the toughest opponents I've ever played with. I'm going to go ahead and put Eric Seidel on that list. Make the call here with King Queen, by the way, guys. I'm going to put Phil Ivey on that list. I'm going to put Eric Buckman on that list. I'm going to put Evgeny Timoshenko on that list. I'm going to put Danny Lai on that list. Lai. I'd probably put Bertrand Grospellier on that list. Elke. He's got some some pretty good table presence. Jeffrey Lissandro, John Jawanda, Alan Cunningham, Lane Flack, Huck Seed. We are gonna take over the poker world. That's the short list there. That's the short list. Melonhead, just resub 9 months in a row. Melonhead,
nice.
Thank you for the support, man. Sticking with us another month. He says he's playing the New Jersey Scoop, Poker Stars New Jersey today. Wish you luck. Wish me luck. He said, Melonhead, I wish you luck, man. I definitely wish you the best of luck. If I could transfer some of this Twitch run good that we've got, I would, bud. Chief Martin Brody says, hey Dutch, after the WSOP main, what would be the number 2 tourney you would most like to win? 50K Poker Players Championship? One drop. That would be pretty amazing. Winning the one drop would be the number 2 tourney. But I would rather win the main event than the one drop. I'd probably also put the WPT Championship right up there. That would be a pretty amazing one to win. The 50K would also be a really amazing one to win. And yeah, I wouldn't mind winning an EPT. I haven't really played any EPTs. I've never played an EPT. I've been to an EPT when I had an ex-girlfriend who won a seat. But I've never played one myself. George McFly. Would a fly without wings be called a walk? Would a fly without wings be called a walk? I don't think so, George. And I think it'd be called an ant. I think it'd be called an ant. Campsing says, is the cost of living in Las Vegas expensive? No. Vegas is one of the cheaper cities to live in America, I think. I mean, I don't know exactly where it would be, but much cheaper than much cheaper than either of the coasts. Probably not as cheap as like a Midwestern city, but yeah, it's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap comparatively. It's pretty cheap for what you get with the city. Oh, Ray says, interesting fact on how I found your stream. Late last year, I was in a bus that crashed and was out of action for 4 months. Jeez, man. Sorry to hear that. You made a PokerStars account, looked for poker tips on YouTube, been a fan since. Ray, thank you very much for being here, man. And glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that we could help during your recovery. I'm glad to hear that we could offer you something to do and to watch while you were out of action. Last year, I had a hernia surgery right before I started streaming. I was out of action for about 2 weeks. And that's actually how I got into Hearthstone. So it's kind of nice actually having something to do while you're on your back in a bed. It sounded kind of weird. Hey man says they're Vegas pros because they moved there because they are poker pros. That's where any poker pro would want to be, or at least there's a concentration of them there. I agree, hey man. But there's other hot spots of poker. There's other places that poker players move to. You know, poker players move to L.A. Poker players move to San Francisco. Poker players move to A.C. Poker players move to Southern Florida. Poker players move to Louisiana. A lot of poker players move to Mexico or Canada or Monte Carlo. You know, poker players move to London. Poker players move, to Macau. There's a lot of other venues, but I agree with what you're saying. Vegas is the place to be. It's where you want to be if you're a poker player. Although after Black Friday, Canada doesn't look so bad. Rosarito doesn't look so bad. We got a new follower to the stream just now. Thank you very much for the follow. And guys, if you're not following the stream, make sure to click on that little heart button underneath Eximois. Sound Hound, he says, so the pros frequent the tourneys, but would a tourist rec player ever stand much of a chance at a Vegas casino cash game? Do those tend to have a lot of local sharks? Yeah, Sound Hound, they do tend to have a lot of local sharks, but they also tend to have a lot of tourist money. So, I think a tourist rec player stands a chance at a Vegas poker table. Certainly as much of a chance as they stand at the Keno pit, or the blackjack pit, or playing video poker or slot machines. If a tourist is here to gamble, poker as a gamble isn't such a bad isn't such a bad choice. At least theoretically you could have an edge, unlike a lot of other games. But the cash games are often filled with some tough players, but they're kind of balanced out by a lot of the tourist regs. And in other smaller, non-so tourist-based locales, Southern California, Northern California, AC, I find that, like Montreal, for example, I find that a lot of the cash games, the bad players end up busting out and not getting replaced as quickly as the busted out players in Vegas do. A bad player busts out in Vegas and they get on the plane and they go home, and are just replaced by another bad player. With other smaller locales, they don't quite have the player churn, we'll call it, that Vegas has. So I think in general, the skill level of the pros at the table, the skill level of the best player at the table is going to be higher in Vegas than other places, but the average skill of the table is going to be much lower than in other places. So it's definitely very beatable for the locals, but it's also beatable for the tourists too. Probably more beatable than their home game. It's probably more beatable because of the other tourists coming through than the whatever home casino that they're coming from. I think that the 2-5 no limit, any of the 2-5 no limits on the strip are probably more beatable for a recreational player from Washington than, say, going to a Muckleshoot and playing a 2-5 no limit there. I'm going to go ahead and make the call here against Skelly Factor. Any two cards, getting almost 4-1. Yeah, let's go ahead and make the call here. Skelly, we've got a plan. We're going to go ahead and check raise any flop. Oh, and we actually hit top pair.
Nice. Hey, I got pictures of my nephew, dude. Do you want to see? Do you want me to email him to you? He's so cute.
Yeah.
Why don't you, or you want to come over here and see? I was talking to my brother. He finally figured out how to send me a picture. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen my nephew yet. Aww. I'm so jealous. We're going there in August after Dutch wins his next bracelet.
Skelly. Okay, buddy. Ugh. Can we get that double rebuy? This one's turning out to be a little bit of an expensive tournament. Sigh.
Yeah, houses aren't very expensive here in Vegas to rent. I think like $1,500 you can get a pretty good house. $1,000 you probably can get a good house for renting. But $1,500 you probably get a good 3-bedroom. Would you say, Dutch? Like a house?
$1,500? I think so. Yeah. Believe so. See if Anti-Morphe goes for the rebuy here. Oh, Anti-Morphe had him covered. Does he go for a rebuy? 5,500 Anti-Morphe. Are you gonna pull the trigger on that?
Oh my gosh, my nephew's so cute. I can't wait to kiss his nose. Sorry, Dutch. I'm distracted. I'm seeing pictures of my nephew. My new nephew. He's so cute.
Blurred 11 says, okay, here's a hypothetical. If elected, Trump makes online regulated poker a reality in the USA. Does he get your vote? Blurred 11's, yeah, I would use that as a litmus test. I would use that as a sole "You get my vote." I would. If Trump came out and said, "I'm going to build a wall. We're going to we're going to keep Muslims out of this country. We're going to criminalize abortion, punish women who have abortions. We're going to deregulate everything and ruin the economy and the environment. And we're going to bring back online poker in the United States." I would say, Trump, baby. Trump, 2016. I would let that be a litmus test for my vote, yes. I would be a one-issue voter.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Interesting.
I would.
I don't know. I think there's a lot, but we should see what's on the other ticket for the other candidates, though, as well, like the independent, the third party.
To tell you the truth, Blurred Elevens,
Right.
I'm not really that afraid of a Trump presidency.
Yeah.
You know, you guys know me. I'm left of left when it comes down to it. You know, I'm the guy who you know, actually caucused for Bernie Sanders. But I'm not really that enthusiastic about a Hillary Clinton presidency. I like the idea of having a woman president. A president, I feel like it could do good things for our country. But I don't like the idea of having Hillary as a president. I feel like she's made a lot of bad decisions, a ton of bad decisions.
But we shouldn't talk about politics on stream anyway.
No,
we don't
'cause
really,
it
we
pisses
haven't
so
really
many people
decided.
off.
Yeah,
It pisses so many people off. But the answer to your question, Blurred Elevens, is yes. I would vote for Trump if his stance on online poker were he's gonna bring it back, and he made a strong statement to that effect, and I believed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, come on, it would be.
Yeah, but it's one thing is politics.
We
Well, politics is the thing, though. I mean, you have to consider if he's going to seriously do it. Like, is he seriously? I mean, building a wall, I think, is ridiculous. I mean, do you really want that to? I mean, there's like a lot of things that he promised. I mean, he doesn't have. He's not completely. They both have good ideas, Hillary and Trump.
Well, we got
You know.
274 viewers in the stream right now. I bet a good chunk of them are supportive of Trump. I bet a good chunk. I bet a good chunk of you guys. We got, you know, and I don't think that. You're necessarily wrong. I think. I don't know who I'm going to vote for.
Yeah, we don't know who
Yeah, I
we're
really
going to vote
don't.
for yet.
I don't know who I'm going to vote for. I don't know who's going to earn my vote.
I would like Bernie. That's what I
I
would
might
want.
be going third party this year.
I'm probably going to go third party, Green Party.
You
I
guys
have
are
to look,
awesome.
though.
We'll
I
be
have to
right
read.
back in 3 minutes, by the way. Okay, guys, we are back. The rebuy period is over in the 3K. We're 39 out of 79, and this is a $150 tournament for us instead of the 90. What?
You said that.
We're back.
Yeah, but I wasn't back yet.
We are back.
Just kidding. Yeah. Hillary win. I'd rather Bernie. Everybody's saying. See, now everybody's leaving our stream right now. Half of the people are leaving the stream. It's okay, guys. Yeah, and government cheese is moving to Canada. Can't sleep. Aw.
ANAG's making the raise. I'm going to go ahead and actually make the fold for him with ace-9 off. I don't know anything about him. Not anything about him. Fishing for greatness is Gary Johnson for sure getting the nomination from the Libertarian Party. I think that's still up for grabs. Isn't there?
There was
Austin...
a debate with Penn Jillette today about it, or somebody was there. That guy that does McAfee was there. The Libertarian Party, though, is that what we're talking about?
I don't know that the Libertarian nomination has gone to Gary Johnson. I could be wrong. I mean, you would know better than I would. I keep on seeing a couple of other poker players getting behind another Libertarian Party candidate. Shoot, guys, I'd probably vote Jill Stein. No, say it ain't true. Jean-Paul the Great says the buffoon Adelson just gave Trump a plethora of money.
No, see? I'm telling you.
Say it's not true.
Telling you, man. He's not going to endorse poker. Dude, poker's such a... I love poker, guys, and I hope it does become legal, but it's such a small issue.
Not for me.
Yeah, I know.
Not for me, and not for our family. You know, not for us. You know, for the people in this stream, poker's a big issue. You know, my life got a lot worse after Black Friday. My life got a lot worse after the UIGEA was slipped into the Safe Ports Act. I mean, a lot of people who I care about and are and me personally. I mean, we are not doing as well now than we were before Black Friday. You know, and so for me, it's a pretty big issue. For me personally, it's a bigger issue than anything. So I would let that.
But you guys shouldn't call each other names. I see people are calling people names for who they support, and I think that's the thing about politics that I found interesting this year is that there's a lot of name calling and very vicious, even from the Democratic Party to themselves. And it's like, why?
Gets into a team mentality.
But why? But why do that? Why get into a violent mentality?
The same reason you're going to see, people from different high schools that are 30 minutes away from each other get all riled up when their teams go to,
But don't you think that's... I just think it's absurd.
I think it's absurd, too. Because when it comes down to it, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are not that different. These guys are not that different. The whole game is rigged. You look at, I don't really think that there's that big of a difference between...
it's
between
rigged, right.
what Obama's done in office and what Bush did in office. I don't think there's a big difference. You look at Bush coming in with his big bailout to the banks, and then Obama comes on and is right along with it. You look at the state surveillance with the NSA and the Patriot Act and the fact that pretty much everything that we do we're being spied on. It seems to me like both Democrats and Republicans are pretty much steady as they go. Steady as we go. Let's go ahead and keep things going exactly like they are. And sure, there's some social issues that the parties disagree about. Abortion, gay marriage.
Yeah, those are silly.
Universal health care. Yeah. There's some New Deal things that a lot of the Republicans are the Republican Party is against, but they're to call them names because they don't think that we should have universal health care. To call them names because they would scoff at things like basic income, or higher tax brackets for the rich. They're coming at it thinking that with the purest motives. Everyone wants what's best for our country. We're all Americans. We all want America to be better. Well, not all of us are Americans. A couple of you guys are coming from Canada or Brazil, but Americans want our country to be better. We don't want our country to have rising unemployment. We don't want our country's income inequality to get bigger. We don't want to lose friends and family members in senseless foreign wars. We don't want that. We're all coming. We don't want the world to explode because of greenhouse gas emissions. But a lot of people don't think that. A lot of people don't think that global warming exists or is really that big of a deal. But no one wants to see America go to hell in a handbasket. And when people are calling each other names, I feel like what they're doing is, they're just kind of simplifying the arguments, and they're just kind of getting into this us versus them, blue team versus red team, go team go kind of mentality.
Well, yeah, because they want to win. And it's so weird. It's just so weird. I listen to conservative radio. It's just so weird to hear them talk about it as if they need to win they need to win the office. And you're right, there's a lot of social issues and there's a lot of real issues besides, the red team or the blue team winning. Oh, Mark and Anarchy says his friend was one of the hosts in the questionnaires for one of the libertarian debates. That's cool. Yeah, the libertarian debates Penn Jillette was hosting today, and I wish we went, but it was at noon. We were at pizza. Didn't know.
That would have been a fun one to see.
I just retweeted a picture of him with McAfee. Yeah, I just saw him. Is it McAfee? Is that how you say it? The crazy. I didn't even know he was running. Well, I guess I kind of did. I thought it was jokingly.
You know what I think one of the biggest problems in our country right now is the drug war. The fact that we have so many people in prison and out of prison after going through that process who are pretty well damaged coming out for nonviolent drug-related offenses. It seems to me like that's such a huge problem, and I don't see either party really addressing it at all, or really for any sort of change. I really feel like there's a huge amount of class warfare going on here, and the different political parties, it's kind of just two sides of the same coin that's being flipped by the same special interests that donate to both sides because they don't really care, as long as we can keep it a two-party system and frame it as a this or that, and everyone kind of forgets that it doesn't have to be that choice. Like it's like when Michelle's like, do you want to have salad for dinner or do you want to have tofu for dinner? I'm like, can't we have pizza for dinner? Can't we? Do you want to have a Caesar salad or an Italian salad for lunch?
I guess I don't even know what your point is. I just heard pizza and then I was like, what?
I want a hamburger.
Yes, exactly. Like a fool. Humans are incredibly tribal, I guess, but we're all in the same tribe. We're all the same.
Yeah.
But different, but still the same.
The poker show says, not a small issue for those of us that were full-time online players. I supported my wife and me with that income.
No, I know, guys. I know it's not a small, but it's small.
Here, poker show.
But guys,
here.
Guys.
Went through some real problems after Black Friday.
Black Friday happened, and you guys didn't rally. I mean, there was not enough people to rally. There was not enough protesting, and there's still not enough going on.
You're right about that.
So why, if it's such a big issue?
Poker players are very much kind of individualistic. We don't come together. We don't fight for our interests as a group. We don't do it. The closest thing that we have to any sort of lobbying group is the PPA, which isn't a poker players association. It's a poker operators association. Let's get real. Although Poker Star's interests and my interests often align, it's not the same. Wow, what do we think? I just get down making the shove here after a raise and a 3-bet. I kind of feel like Ace-Queen starts really shrinking up against what I would expect I just get down to make a shove with. I don't think he's making that shove with worse than Ace-Queen. I think we're looking at Ace-Queen plus. We're looking at Ace-Queen, Ace-King, Queens, Kings, or Aces here. Maybe Jacks if we're lucky. So I'm going to actually make the fold here. Because I don't think there's ever a chance where we're looking at Ace-Jack or Ace-10.
Why is somebody timing this guy out? Hold on.
just because he's being rude.
Oh, yeah.
He's being rude.
Is that you? Did you do that? Did you
No.
just sound some? Oh,
No.
some of our mods are doing a good job.
Yeah, mods are doing a great job.
Good job, mods.
Keeping us away from the haters. No one cares. I'm not here to listen to this political BS. Well, go
I
to
know.
someone else's stream where they're playing some Spotify. Go listen to a Spotify playlist while they keep
But it
their
is an
mouth shut
important
and just
issue,
It's
ish.
huge. It's very important.
Ish.
More important. We're talking about poker. We're talking about poker and politics.
And bony fish.
Get out of here.
Bony fish
Get
is
out
funny.
of here.
Yeah, America does have a very big ego, doesn't it? But I love America. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
JSA714. I thought this was a poker stream. That's funny. Joe McKinney. Is that McKinney?
Joe McKeon.
McKeon. McKinney.
You know what?
He's a nice guy. I
Joe
met
never
him.
asked to be
I thought he was
poker's,
nice.
number one ambassador for a year. He didn't ask for that position. He played a hell of a game during a tournament. He won the championship, and I think skill level, he's a great champion. I think personally he's great. I do feel like he's showing his youth and immaturity when it comes to some of the things he's said about the World Series of Poker, about the poker media, but a lot worse has been said by other people. I think that you compare him to a guy like Phil Hellmuth. Yeah, probably not the best ambassador. Probably should be thinking second guessing some of his words. But compare him to somebody like Dan Coleman, and I think Joe McKeon's doing just a fine job. So.
Guys, I would.
3IOURU says, if you're Dutch, why aren't you in Germany?
Yeah, Dutch. You should be. We should be.
Dutch is the Netherlands, dude.
Oh, is that
Let's go
right?
make the call here against Kearney with any two. You know what? No, let's make
So
it
no,
full.
but Dutch, we
76,000.
watched that Michael Moore documentary, which was really eye-opening. It was really good. What was it called?
Who to invade next?
Who to invade next?
I know a lot of
guys.
you guys are gonna just be
It was
so
pretty
sick
good.
of Michael Moore. I can It was good. He went around and started talking about some other places in the world and kind of coming back with some of the ideas that they have. But it turns out that all these ideas that they have really originated from us to begin with. Let's go and make the raise here. D Smoke says legalize gay weed.
Yes.
I like that. Legalize gay weed.
And smoke it in every bathroom.
Yeah. Okay, we'll fire out our C bet here.
Yeah, I bet everybody's high in California, Jason. What's really cool is in Colorado it's legal, so everybody's probably is high during break. We should ask JD Cole about it.
Let's go ahead and fire a half pot bet again. Not that much of a difference between having like a king queen here and pocket queens.
That's true. Poker is fun. People lose their job all the time, and most get another one. If it was that bad, if it had changed your life so much, you could have moved, or you could move. Yeah, we thought about moving ourselves. We did actually move to Washington to try to do other things, different things.
Yeah.
And that was before WSOP actually was in Nevada, or it was starting, and it was really crappy. It was really slow traffic. So we didn't really get to play on WSOP online then, because it wasn't growing. But when we came back in 2014, it built
Aces
up a little
hold.
bit. Oh, you have aces again?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You get to increase that aces character, which should be at 6 now.
Oh my gosh, it's a miracle. Well, you shouldn't post it yet, Dutch. You kind of spoil it.
Yeah.
You
You know
do that.
what? Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoilers. See, look, do you
Oh, wait.
smoke? Knows. It's okay, Nikki. You're doing a good job. Is that right? Last week, the Brazilian president was removed from the government for 180 days, and Congress will vote to impeach. Hey, Low Limit Poker Pro says, Dutch, don't be afraid to give out your opinion. We want
Thanks,
to hear
man.
what you think.
Appreciate it, Low Limit Poker Pro. I appreciate that, man. Far says, who you voting for, Dutch? I haven't decided yet, man. I haven't decided yet. I don't know.
That is a good. Goblet Squad had a good quote by one of my favorite comedians, George Carlin. When you're born into this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show, and when you're born in America, you have a front row seat. Did I do a good little impression?
That was pretty good. It sounded like George Carlin was right here in the room.
Yeah.
When you're born in
My hero.
When you're born in this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show. When you're
Gosh,
born in
that was-
America,
was a
you have a
great guy.
front row seat.
That's great.
I love George Carlin. Oh man,
Jeff Gem.
George
Good night.
Carlin
Good
is in
night.
heaven right now.
I didn't stick in 86 asks if we watched the podcast with Dan Coleman. We haven't watched that.
Yeah, which podcast is
It's probably good. He said it's actually gave some good insight. Yeah, I don't know. If you want to link it, it'd be cool. It'll just Nightbot will probably silence you, but we can get the links.
Yeah, fishing for greatness. I completely agree with you. He says, I'm not saying those issues aren't worth being discussed. I'm saying the issues that aren't being discussed are more important to the survival of America as we know it. I completely agree with you.
That is
Fishing
right.
for
We agree,
greatness. I believe that we are a society that is being fed distractions.
Yeah,
and
who
I
cares about the
completely
bathroom
agree.
issue? I agree with that because it's a really dumb issue. Who cares? I mean, nobody.
Some
huh?
people care.
Yeah, but
You know, but there are bigger issues that.
but
we have to
who?
worry
I mean,
about.
really? I mean,
The,
really
income
silly.
inequality gap.
It's
and,
really silly
and
because
global warming, in my opinion, are
look
the
at all
two
the
big
violence
things.
we have on TV today,
And the amount
they're
of money
worried
that we
about
spend
peeing.
on military.
Yeah, the military spending and the drug war and all that.
Military spending, incarceration rates, income inequality, and climate change. Those are the four big things that I think that taking a back row seat to, basically a back row seat to the Kardashians, man. Oh, so he was on Joe Ingram's show.
Okay, well,
Poppy. That's cool, man. Joe Ingram has a cool show. I was just informed the other day, actually, that that if you want to know whether a poker player is relevant or not, find out if he's been on the Joe Ingram show.
Nice.
If he's been on the Joe Ingram show, he's a relevant poker player, and if he hasn't, then he's not.
Have you been on it?
No. No.
Okay.
By the way, we got this going on. Pocket Kings. I met Joe Ingram though. We got to meet him at the.
Where's a good country to live, guys? Man,
GPI conference.
is there a good country to live where there's actual freedom, like real freedom? I mean, this anti-drug war. It says Zafon Real says Trump is so anti-drug. All the legal weed shops will be shut down under his administration. I believe it. I think I believe that he would be anti-drug. But I don't know. I haven't read it. I mean, I listen to a lot of talk shows, but I'm not getting any real answers. Just bickering. Did you upgrade the aces? Did we see it yet?
Wow. So Sil Mesquite deciding not to get any more value out of that 3. Jack 3, huh, buddy? Nice hand. Pocket King is getting cracked again. Those Cowboys letting us down.
You just got
Cowboys only
Pocket
think of
King
themselves,
again?
man.
Did you just really seriously get
Yeah,
Oh,
we
you know
lost we lost a pretty nice little pot there. Not as
I
big as it
lost
could have
you.
been
That's
though.
why I can't
Not as
see
big as it
you.
could. That was in the
Okay.
2K.
There we go. I see you now. This is 3K. Unlock. You have a lot of chips still, though.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
Okay.
Sil and Mesquite actually misplayed that hand pretty good by betting a pot-sized bet there on the turn, not giving us any more opportunity to fire out. He was so worried about he was so worried about getting value for the hand that he missed out on the value. Shoot, Market Anarchy. I remember that movie. I do remember that movie. What was the name of that? That was actually a pretty good movie. It's very dark and pretty sick, but like strangely well done. I'm trying to remember the name of that.
Well, I'm not gonna say whether I saw the movie or not because you guys know all the answers. You guys know the answer. I did not see that movie.
Yeah, you know what? I think I can find it because I remember who was in it. I think wasn't the guy who was in it? Wasn't he also in that? Let me see. Isn't he also in that one Colin Farrell movie? Let me see if I can find it here.
Oh, it's God Bless America. That's the movie. God Bless America, Dutch. Mark and Anarchy figured it out. So, if you're searching for it,
I was searching for it. Yeah.
He has searched for it.
That was gonna drive me crazy. Maverick, have a good night, man. It was awesome hanging out with you, buddy. C-Mac is back from the home game wars. Nice job, man. Mr. K Fish, just subscribe to the stream. Mr. K Fish, man.
It's a
Welcome to the
political
channel,
sub.
dude.
Political
Really
sub.
appreciate
Let's
that.
talk the politics, Dutch. It seems to be bringing them in. No.
Mr. K, you're gonna get some stuff besides the emoticons and all the sub perks that come along with being part of the crew. You're also gonna get some swag. How about a couple of fist bump patches coming your way, man? A little stick and peel. They're pretty good. Guaranteed to make sure that the next time you have pocket aces, it holds up.
At least one time.
And a copy of my book, Poker Tilt. Got some pretty good reviews on Amazon. Got some pretty good reviews from some peers and some other writers. So, man, really appreciate it. Really appreciate you supporting the stream and supporting this channel, supporting poker on Twitch in general. And man, you're awesome. Really appreciate you, man.
Enjoy the emote. The sweet, sweet emotes. Sweet emotes. Netherlands is the greatest place to live in the world.
Is that true?
I think so. That's what Jason said. He spent 9 years in Germany and think European is a million times more fun than America.
Oh, look at this. We got Mike McD making the shoves, and now we're gonna get exposed with our King 7 off suit. Wow, Kettle Rock's overcalling here. Yeah.
Shorty Lambert still thinks that, or agrees, or thinks that the USA is the place to be.
I'm pretty sure that there's less than 388 countries. Pretty sure Pretty sure there's only 196. Is it 196 or 192?
Hey, guys and crew members, give Mr. K-Fish some love there. Some sweet love. Oh, that sucks. Oh, did we win that pot?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. What'd you have?
I had King 7.
Oh, you had a 7.
Yep.
Oh, shit, I thought you missed that. Oh, well then good job.
Thank you.
I was cursing under my breath thinking that you lost that pot.
Check this one out.
Hold on. It looks like they moved you, so I can't check it out. Hold on. Hold on. I'm losing you here. What do you have here? Kings?
2 pair. 8-2.
8-2. Nice. All right, now what was the other one? The 2K that you just won that pot?
Youngstra says, have you guys seen The Big Short yet? It's such a good movie.
It is a good
enjoyed it.
movie.
You want to hear something kind of cool,
That was a
Youngstra?
really good movie.
One time I was walking through Caesar's Palace, and I noticed that there was this really damn good 5100 game going on, a limit game, and that usually doesn't happen at Caesar's Palace. It was a 5100 limit game with this guy who was super stoned on something. Like he was not like stoned in a down, or like stoned in like a invincible cocaine or meth thing going on, where he was just feeling like he couldn't lose a hand. And so I sat down, and these two guys came to sit down in the game. They were obviously from out of town, and we got to talking. It turns out that it was Adam McKay. Adam freaking McKay, who directed and produced that movie, along with a lot of Will Ferrell movies. Wow, look at this stupid little overbet here. OP Sec finding out 40,000 into a 6,300 pot. What kind of stupid bluff is that? What kind of stupid bet is that? I mean, that's a bony fish bet. Overshoved. 40K. 40K into a 6K pot, into two opponents who had about that much. Huge overship and really bad play. So we're going to go ahead and give OP Sec the bony fish there. And so far, that's the worst play we've seen tonight. Mustang Black 22 making a min raise here. And you know what? I'm actually going to raise him a little 2.5x to King 10 off. He makes the call, and we're off to the races. 374. What do you think about a little delayed C bet here? Well, that didn't work. Mustang Black 22 now going for a min check raise. Let's see if he shows Queen 10.
Fist bumps, K-Fish. Oh, Yumi is in the tournament with you.
We're getting some. We're getting actually quite a number of different answers here to how many countries are actually in the world right now, and I think it's 196.
You think it's 196?
I do, but it changes.
Heineken says 196.
How many countries are there in the world? 196 countries.
Mr. Google says 196.
Unless you don't count Taiwan. Taiwan is considered an official country by many.
Shorty Lambert has spoons from all 38 of them.
But others don't.
That's cute. I like that. Spoon collecting. That's really awesome.
Does Taiwan consider itself a country? I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they have a flag. I'm pretty sure that they think that they're their own country, right? So 196. Because we're going to go ahead and say that Taiwan is a country.
And all the spoons are made in China. That's funny. Oh, that's cute.
Let's go ahead and take a shot at ANAGS. Take a shot at KHS. I hope that Yumius just lets us get through. He doesn't. He decides to go ahead and call on the button. Putting a little wrench in our plans there, buddy. I hope that your grind is going well. Now we got ANAGS re-raising. Go get him, Yumius. Can't call me and not call that. And he does. He folds. I don't get that one. I don't get that one.
Oh, I don't know, Randy. That's a good question. Do you know, Dutch, what the average people are being killed by terrorist attacks in the U.S. are? I don't know. They probably hide it from us, the media. No.
It's pretty low.
Yeah, it's pretty low. But there's local terrorism.
But
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we get that much terrorists. As far as I know. Aces Up asks you about a hand 5 minutes ago. Why is the play so bad, Dutch? If the goal was to get everyone to fold. Do answer.
So aces up. Also keep in mind that when he's making that shove, he actually probably has some sort of hand there, and he's turning the hand that he has into a hand like 7-3 that just has no shot of winning. He might as well have 7-3 because when he gets called there, he's going to be waxed. When he gets called, he's going to be screwed. He's going to be pretty much only getting called by sets there. So that's why. Let's fire out a little half-pot size bet into Yumius, I guess. A queen 10-5. We got an ace 10. We've got backdoor flush draws. A 3 doesn't help us. So didn't get all 4 streets. Let's see what Yumius had. Yumius had pocket 4s there.
I was Googling at some comments.
I wonder if he's going to call on the river if we fire out another half-pot size bet. Got this little hand right here. Fire out a raise. Call a shove from Staccaho. Call a 4 bet if a Kearney makes a 3 bet. Ugh. Everything got there. The only hands that we're ahead of here are a 6 or smaller pocket pair, or 7, 8. Everything got there. If he was in there with a diamond draw, he got there. If he got a 9, he hit trips on the turn. If he had an ace, he had us beat the whole way anyway, and now he's going for a stupid little value bet. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make the call here. I don't like it. We don't have to be ahead that often. Yeah. Nice hand there, Staccato. So Torn Chaser says, where can I pick up some fist bump stuff at the WSP in a few weeks for a fellow Mizzou grad? MIZ. The Blue Shark Optics booth, Torn Chaser. I'll make sure that they are... I will make sure that they have fist bump patches, and you can stop by. You can pick up some fist bump patches there. And I'll tell you what else, too, is I'll probably do a couple meet and greets there at the booth. And if you feel like picking up some sunglasses for the poker table, the kind of sunglasses that won't work outside but work pretty good when someone's trying to stare you down and get a read, Blue Shark Optics, they're pretty good, and you can get them for 10% off using the code Dutch right there at the booth or online. Shameless plug. So Mr. McSpewins, we'll see if his name holds. I'm gonna go ahead and make the raise.
George McFly. Yes, Dutch is a very aggressive typer. That is true.
And we got another 3-bet over here too. Look at that, Ace King against Vegas JF.
Fanatics are scary. Doesn't matter what religion they are.
So we win that one.
Or
Check
non-religion. Fanaticals.
Bullshit. God, that was fucking bullshit right there. Vegas JF raising with ace 8, calling the 3-bet, and then it comes ace jack 8 like that. That's just brutal. Maybe I should jump into this 1250 and 1500. Registration ends in 15 minutes. Well, we'll see if the 2K goes down in flames. It's looking like it probably will.
Hey, Seattle Pro.
Seattle Pro, good to see you, man. This is going to be it. We are going to make the shove here, no matter what.
Oh, good. Well, I think you have to, right?
We got ace 10, so yeah.
I mean, hope you get there.
If we get knocked out of this 2K, I'm going to jump into the Mustang with the Queen 9. So far, so good, guys. So far, so good. Dodge a 6-outer.
Oh.
Jesus.
Ugh.
Okay, so that's done.
That was ugly.
That's pretty
Hey,
stupid right
food
there.
stamp abuser. Good to see you in chat.
Let's get in that 1250.
We're talking politics today. That sucks, Dutch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was ugly. That was ugly.
A.
You know what? I'm actually going to get in both of these other tournaments. We're going for a late stream tonight. Okay, so we're still in the 30, the most important tournament of the night, and I just jumped into the 1250 and the 1500 guaranteed, guys. Small buy-ins, so I'm going to pretty much just focus on this this 3K and just have this one up. I'm not even going to switch back and forth to anything else.
Which one are you? Just 3K for right now.
Okay, let's go ahead and make the call here against Takahu with the ace 10 off. A little 5-5-7. Make the check. Make the fold. Pocket kings. Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that hand is. Poker Joker 2. We got Big Creepa. We got a couple of these guys might decide to take a shot. Shaston, I know you're good for a blind steal. There he comes. I don't often do it. Oh, Jesus Christ. These pocket kings, guys.
Again?
Yeah, I don't often do it, but I decided to slow play pocket kings.
Did it backfire?
Oh, yeah, it backfired.
Yeah.
The ace hit. But
You
you know
should
what?
by now.
There's not that much difference here between pocket kings and a weak ace. Shaston checking back. Checking back the turn. Let's go for value. What do you have? He had the old 7-9 offsuit.
Oh, yeah.
So the ace ended up chilling our action too. But I don't think he's calling a 3-bet. Maybe. Maybe. Dope beats. He goes, tilt monster? Tilt monster? Do we have a tilt monster here?
Yes, we do.
Present.
Who said that?
Dope beats.
That's really cute.
That is pretty funny. Tilt monster.
It
would
just
be
makes
a
me want
good,
to tickle you for it.
Oh my gosh, a tilt monster emote. That would be so great.
You are the tilt monster, Dutch.
No, I'm not the tilt monster.
Yes. Yes, you be. NJ Matt. Dutch Boy, you saying you wouldn't call the 3-bet with top 2 pair on the flop there a while back. Do you remember?
I don't remember the hand. I'm sorry, NJ Matt. I don't remember which hand
Because
you're talking
delay.
about. Pippin87, good to see you in the stream.
Hey,
Says, Dutch, I
Pippin.
wonder why you don't stream as often as Paul.
Stop trolling, Pippin. Dutch
trolling me,
streams a
Pippin.
lot.
I stream a hell of a lot.
I think we're going to stream actually all this week until the
I think so.
WSP, and then I'm going to peer pressure Dutch into streaming during the WSP as well. So guys, I want you guys to follow his Twitter at Dutch Boyd, and I want you too to put him in the vice and give him that peer pressure during the WSOP so he streams and lets everyone know what's going on. That is your job, guys. Your responsibility. Captain Whiskers, hi. No more politics, please. It's funny. Yeah, I know. Oh, look, a subscriber.
T-Spin Jr., man.
Welcome to
Welcome
the crew,
to the crew, bud.
dude.
Thank you very much for clicking on that sub button. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make the call here against a poker joker and make him actually fade a flop. He's jack offsuit. Doesn't really perform very well against a poker joker 2's 3-bet range. Honestly, you guys. Really doesn't. But, we've got position, and we've got too much of a hand to fold. Plus, we're up against a player that we're going to be playing with a lot, that we've played with a lot, that we have a long history with, and I don't want to start giving him the impression that we're going to be giving away our pre-flop opens easily. If he's going to 3-bet 3x from the small blind, he's going to have to fade a flop, and he's going to have to play out of position against us. That's the message we want to send. And with that hand there, it's his tournament life that's at risk, not ours. Well, gosh, if both of these guys have like a king, queen, king, jack, I'm going to feel so lame about checking this. Jesus. Where do these guys get $30 to play? How does this happen?
Don't be hating, Dutch.
Where does this guy
I missed
get
that hand. Did you lose?
The guy's calling my raise pre-flop with queen 4 suited, with plenty of people behind him, with really no plan on, like checked two. He doesn't even make a play at the pot. I can understand making the call in position if you have a plan with a hand like queen 4 suited.
Is this the tilt monster coming out?
Oh, it's just yeah. This is the tilt monster.
Let's go see some tilt monster emotes there.
It's just ridiculous.
I know.
This is why we love playing this tournament, though, guys. This is why we can make a living playing a game, is because of dumbass plays like that. Doesn't mean that he's a dumbass. It doesn't mean that that he's bad in life. It just means that he doesn't know what he's doing when he's playing these tournaments. I'm also upset with myself, with a deuce, a 2, 3, 4, 5 against two opponents, and neither one of them showing any sort of aggression. Maybe that's the time to go ahead and represent the ace. A C bet on the turn, or a bet on the river. Take that down. Instead, I just basically gave up. So kind of upset with myself too for not continuing the aggression. Decided not to fire out against two opponents. When I should have.
So, okay. Cool. Thanks.
But also pretty lame that we got queen jack against queen 10 and queen 4. We're actually in a spot where we have a dominating hand. and we end up getting sucked down like that. So big creeper
No
taking it down
yawning,
with
Dutch.
Jack high.
No yawning in stream.
One of those few situations where he's actually going to be able to get the money in is a it's a pretty big favorite. Even unimproved, he takes it down Jack high. Nice hand there, big creeper. Nice hand, sir. So we're down to about 16 big blinds now in this 3K. Still plenty of wiggle room, just not where I want to be.
Torn Chaser wants to know if you have any advice for a first-time WSOP this year.
Yeah, absolutely, Torn Chaser. If you're actually going to be in the bracelet hunt, if you're actually going to be playing some events, definitely focus on the weekend events. Those are going to be the events that have the softest fields and the best ROI. Other than that, go into it. Go into it realizing that it's really not a competition of who the best poker player is in the room. It's really a competition of who can play the best, play the best hand that you're on. Play the best in the moment poker at the table you're at. Look around the table, forget the size of the fields, and look around the table and realize that if you're not the next one out, then you're going to win the event. It really is that simple. Focus on the soft spots. Don't go out of your way to get into big confrontations with players that you think have some game. And just focus, man. Poker really at its core is a focus competition. You really need to be paying attention to everything you can at the table and constantly remind yourself of what you're missing. Constantly remind yourself of what a game changer the tournament that you're playing can be. It's really important to get the decisions right. You're faced with a decision, and open up your game just a little bit. A little bit wider than it is right now. If you're on the fence between playing a hand and not playing it, then play it and play it aggressively. You're gonna do fine, man. Okay, guys, we're gonna be back in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Thanks so much for all of you guys being here. Make sure to click on the follow button under XMall if you're not already following the stream. Follow us on Twitter @DutchBoyd @First for Michelle. And thanks to all of our subs. All of you subscribers have a lot of perks, including an ad-free experience. For the rest of you guys, you're gonna get an ad here in about 6 seconds. So we'll see you here in 4 minutes. Okay, guys, we're back. We're back. And King Cross, by the way, says, how are you mad about what they did with the Queen 4 and the Queen 10 when you were the pre-flop raiser? You're saying they didn't have a plan, when in reality, you didn't have a plan. I mean, King Cross, I did have a plan. The plan was to get it heads up against one of the blinds and C-bet, or in a multi-way pot, put your opponents on ace high or pocket pairs and give up. That was my plan. Plan didn't work. The plan didn't work. But I guess Kearney's plan with Queen 4 suited was to flop a flush or flop trip fours, because that was the only way that Kearney was going to be winning that pot. Except how it happened, where he rivered a 4 and didn't really get any value there. But yeah, we also have Asdrubal, by the way, asking a pretty interesting question. He says, what do you do with the middling pocket pairs, 7s, 8s, and 9s? I have a real hard time playing those hands, 7s, 8s, and 9s, and it's a good question, Asdrubal. Can you just go through a couple of different variations of how to play a post-flop? First off, Asdrubal, the way to play those 7s, 8s, and 9s pre-flop is going to depend on your start on what stack size you have. It's going to depend a lot on how many big blinds deep you are in the tournament, and what the big blind, who's in the big blind, who's opening, all sorts of different things. Generally, like right here, pocket fives is basically like pocket eights here. I think that we can go ahead and make the fold, given that we got 15, 16 bigs, and Maynard are making the shove under the gun +1. It puts us in a situation where we're either usually a big dog or a coin flip. But let's focus on what you're asking, which is post-flop play. Generally, what you should do is treat those middling pocket pairs as if first off, if you flop an overpair, okay, you want to go ahead and play it aggressively. You play it as if it's any overpair. You play it as if it's pocket jacks or pocket queens. You play it as if it's slightly more powerful than the hand you actually find yourself with. And I would say, and imagine what you would do with that situation. So if you are lucky enough to actually flop an overpair situation, then you want to play it aggressively. You want to continue firing out half pot, 2/3 pot into 1 or 2 or 3 opponents. If someone else beats to the punch because maybe for whatever reason you weren't the aggressor pre-flop, then you want to go ahead and if they're donk leading, go ahead and re-raise. If they're continuing with their own aggression, you can either call or you can re-raise yourself. Against multiple opponents with one overcard, let's say you have 7s and the flop comes out. Brutal. Let's say you have 7s and the flop comes out 3-3 and 1 overcard. It really depends on what the overcard is. Recognize that when it comes to pre-flop calls and pre-flop raises, players are a lot more likely to have a random ace in their hand than, say, a random 10 in their hand or a random jack in their hand. The more opponents you are up against, and the higher that overcard, the more likely it is that it connected with somebody. In general, I think that the best way to think about your pocket 7s, pocket 8s, or pocket 9s when there's an overcard on the board is to imagine how you would play your hand if you had an overcard if you had actually paired that overcard with a weak kicker. So let's say it's king 3-4 on the board with 2 hearts and you've got pocket 9s. Well, how are you going to play king 9? Right? Imagine that you have pocket, instead of pocket 9s, you have king 9. How do you play it? It's it's pretty similar hands there. In general, I think that your best bet is to continue as if you have the best hand, unless someone gives you a reason to think otherwise. The wetter the board, the more likely that maybe your pocket pair is good. Use live reads if you're in a live situation. Try to pick up on betting patterns if that's all you've got, and like if you're in an online situation. Realize that players are a lot more likely to to make moves on the flop than check raises on the turn, and generally try not to pay off big bets, because generally players are going to be making bigger bets with bigger hands, and sometimes you're going to have to adjust that generality based on who you're playing against. But you don't want to be in a situation where you're paying off a pot size raise, or a guy makes a check raise from the turn. Also keep in mind that if you're up against multiple opponents and you continue the aggression, well, let's say that you're like right here, you make a raise under the gun with pocket nines, and you get called from Big Creep, and you get called from SC and LV, and maybe you also get called from Dr. Feelgood. Pocket nines, and it comes like Jack 3-3, so you decide to go ahead and continue as if your Jack is ahead. Well, if you fire out, it's a lot more likely that you're beat if you get called by somebody with a lot of overcallers, potential overcallers behind them. And if you get called and someone overcalls, then the chances that your head go way down. So try to keep in mind, like, let's say it comes out something like a Jack 5-7, and you got pocket nines, and you fire out a continuation bet of a half pot or 2/3 of the pot. You get through one player here and one player here, and then the big blind calls you. Well, that's a lot different than if the first guy there calls you and these two guys fold. Having one caller, pay some special attention to where they are in relation to the other players who are still active in the hand. By the way, this is going to be our shut. Never mind. We would be 3-bet shoving against Minardo, but I'm not going to call the shove of Dr. Feelgood. If everyone had folded to Dr. Feelgood and he had shoved, then maybe. But I think pocket twos against a random small blind shove, is looking okay. But against a 3-bet shove from the small blind, stops looking okay. And we actually would have been behind there versus Dr. Feelgood, ahead of Maynardo's hand, though. It looks like we're losing regardless. Anyway, Asdrubal, as soon as you start getting playback, just realize it's just a pair, and don't fall in love with the the absolute hand strength of your holdings pre-flop, post-flop.
Oh, Mr. Cole says, how you doing how's it going? Running good today? Sorry, I'm new on Twitch. Yeah, that was Nightbot. Nightbot doesn't like the caps.
Pippin, it's kind of weird that you say that about that last fight scene in Matrix. I was reading a book recently called "So You've Been Publicly Shamed." And there was a point that he made in that book about actually, like, the vast majority of people have had murder fantasies. The vast majority of them, and almost all of them stem from some sort of humiliating or embarrassing situation. You know, it's always like you fantasize about hurting the people who have made you feel embarrassed, or have made you, who have humiliated you in front of other people. It's not an uncommon fantasy. It's actually a very common fantasy. It's a majority of people have fantasies similar to that.
Oh,
it's so
so
weird
that's a little bit today I learned.
Yeah.
A little dark today I learned.
Little dark,
But
yeah. Little dark.
Yeah, we probably should get on a brighter subject. And Pippin, you better behave, mister.
Yeah.
I don't want to ban you, dude. I will, though. Or I will silence you. I like you, Pippin. Don't make me use my hammer.
Yeah, Randy, I don't think he's joking. He's just practicing some diarrhea of the mouth.
DD Pool has a good
saying
point.
Saying things
Pippin.
that you should have only thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you should just, man, just chill.
The funny thing is, they don't
You get what
deserve
you give.
Pippin.
You get what you give.
There's a lot
You
of
get what you
people out
give.
there who have done much worse than anybody in your work ever did.
Yeah, we get yeah, there's a lot of trolls
Think
in the
about
world,
the worst
Pippin.
thing that you've done, Pippin.
You got to be better than the trolls. Don't be a troll. Be better than the trolls. The mean trolls. You can be a funny troll. I accept
thing that you've
funny
ever
trolls.
done to somebody, Pippin, inflicted more damage than the things that they did to you at work.
Or you know what? If they do bad things to you, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know what happened to Pippin, but I hope it's not too bad at work. I didn't catch what happened to him at work. Hi, Din Danzen. How you doing?
Din Dazen, good to see you, man.
Dazen, I mean Days. Is it Din Days? Like Dazen? Yes. Arhay 1996. Bacon is delicious.
Ray.
But we're vegans. No, I'm just kidding.
Bacon is murder, Ray.
No.
Oh, man.
Bacon's cool, yo. But not every day. Not every day, guys. Think of the pigs.
Wilbur.
Okay, Dutch. Bacon is love. Bacon is life. That's right.
The United Church of Bacon.
Praise to the bacon.
So,
Be it praised.
Ray,
I like
1996. I don't know if you know this or not, but Penn Jillette, the famous magician here in Vegas,
has a church here.
actually has a church here in Vegas. He's a pretty staunch atheist, but his church is
the Church of
called
Bacon.
the Church of Bacon,
Makes me hungry just thinking about it.
which I'm sure alienates a good chunk of atheist vegans. Oh, that was pretty rough, Tim Kristoff. I remember that too. That was a bad day. That was really sad. As Drupal, he says, by the way, I had a $604 profit last month on PokerStars. Nice job, man. Nice job. Anytime if you're a profitable player, buddy, it puts you in the top tier of poker players. Was there really not a chance for us to shove here? I'm looking at these hands: King 2, Queen 10. And every single one of them having somebody before us opening the pot. We got Acme getting moved to another table, not really what we want to see.
What was your worst bad
It's
beat?
gonna be it.
Domination dog. That's a good one. This is probably it right here, right? This all in.
Bad spot. It's I was surprised too.
Yeah, I agree with
Bad
that.
spot.
I don't agree with that either.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't
I
agree with it? I mean, it's
Yeah, I don't. Let's just not
it's
talk about that.
It's a survey.
It's a
I know
survey.
it's distasteful. But it was an actual scientific study. It's
Well,
not really like.
I'd have to read the study.
I disagree that it happened. And you can disprove it. You can do the same thing and say, and disprove what they found. Disprove what they found. You'll make a name for yourself in science. Ugh.
It sucks.
That does suck. Actually, actually flopping pretty good there.
Yeah.
Wow, SCNLV actually had fewer chips than we did.
Oy vey.
So is it here or the big blind? It's one of the two. I'm gonna go ahead and take a random hand in the big blind rather than make the shove here. And we're not folding next hand, so. Dimension Dog. What is the worst bad beat? There was the biggest pot I lost was a pretty tough one. It was a cash pot in PLO where I had flopped the top straight with a nut flush draw. So the nut straight, nut flush draw against two sets with no real outs except filling up, and they had each other's outs, and one of them ended up quadding up. That was the worst bad beat I ever had as far as just straight money goes. So now we hope Dobie pushes a Poker Joker 2 out of here. That would be awesome. It's not going to happen. Hold your breath. Hold. That's what we like to see. Dobie 88 pushing somebody out. Let's have him show Ace 5 of Hearts or something. 8 of Clubs is good. Gives us 8 outs here. let's actually have a shot at winning that 67-40. Let's see a 7. Hit that 7.
Is that what we're hoping for?
Focus on the 7, guys.
We need
Focus on
your
the
energy,
7.
guys.
The 9 of Spades isn't enough.
Oh, it's not enough?
It's not going to be enough.
Ah,
We
damn
did pair. I guess there's you're saying there's a chance. So you're saying
Wait,
there's
what do
a
you
chance.
have? What do you have here?
I have a pair of 9s. I had 9-4.
God damn it.
Sigh. The 3K
Are you in your
is
other one
done.
still?
I am, but both of them look pretty bad.
Oh my gosh, Dutch.
Both of them look pretty bad. Both of them were in.
Well, thank goodness we have an awesome,
pretty low.
awesome chat here, keeping us company on this Monday night. And if you guys aren't following, the follow button is right below me. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it notifies you when we're on. But make sure you turn on the notifications on.
I think there's a pretty decent chance we see some pretty quick outs in these other two tournaments. They're
You're in two
designed
more?
to go. Yeah.
Are they turbos?
1500 and 1250. They're designed to go really quick.
Oh, that's good. I mean, not good that you're going to be quick. It's good that, stuff happens
That's right.
in the tournament. Let's see.
So these are the ones we got now.
Oh, wow, you're pretty low on this one. I'm watching the 1250 right now with the kings here, but I don't see where else you're at. So no, RT Kabuto. I haven't seen the trailer for the Lethal Weapon series coming out. Ooh, I'm gonna have to watch that after the stream. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna watch that. Is it a TV series? Thorn Chaser wants to know what you think of open-faced Chinese poker and where is the best place to play during the WSOP.
I like it. I like it, Torn Chaser. I'm a fan of OFC. For a while, I was really playing a lot of it. But then I switched from an iPhone to an Android and stopped.
Yes, Chris Angel does still perform in Las Vegas, food stamp abuser.
If you can call it performing.
He does. He has a show. It is called performing, Dodge. That is called performing.
Okay, let's go ahead and make the shove here with 10 bigs with pocket sixes. Maybe we can get through Scotty 702. Who I'm going to go ahead and give him the bony fish for that open limp. Doesn't matter if he's got a big hand or not. Doesn't matter if he's trapping or not. Open limping under the gun +1. I don't like it. Don't like it.
Vladdy got you a R2D2 beanie, and Aces Up sent you an email, Dutch, so check on that. Remember to check on that. And poor Ray
Aces Up.
just busted out of his tournament. Sorry, dude. Feels bad, man. Oh no, Dutch! You have to win for Ray.
It's bacon hot chocolate. This is what he sent a picture of this bacon hot chocolate that he found.
Oh wow, that sounds
Bacon
good.
flavored hot chocolate.
Sounds good, delicious. There's a lot of bacon flavored things. It does taste good on donuts.
Sorry guys, I have to respond to something really quick.
For the bacon? Oh, I had a good comeback too about disappointments and mothers.
Oh, we almost missed it. Let's max it.
But you have aces here or what?
Ace Queen offsuit.
Oh. Oh, this is a different one. I'm watching the. Which one's that one that you just said the ace queen offsuit?
We got Skelly Factor coming along for the ride. Hopefully Ace Queen is Ace Queen could be the best hand here. I could see Skelly Factor making that shove with Ace Jack, Ace 10. Pocket Kings, okay. We can hit an ace. We do. Wow, putting that bad beat on Skelly Factor. Putting that bad beat on Skelly Factor. We're up to 15,603. Skelly Factor is tough opponent. Tough opponent. Getting it in good. We got it in way behind there. Sometimes the bad beats happen to opponents. Mailman making the open limp. I'm going to go ahead and make the... Gonna go ahead and make the bony fish emote for Mailman for the open limp. 50 out of 111. How are we above the middle of the pack?
I didn't catch what tournament that was that you're playing. The 2K?
It's the 1500 guaranteed.
15. Okay, 15.
So I'm making a pot size bet.
Any tournament.
And firing it again. I'll tell you, Dimension Dog, the worst bad beat I can remember in in my tournament career. There was a time. There was a real specific hand a couple of years ago at a PLO final table at the World Series. So it was a bracelet event where there's 7 left. I've got mediocre chips, and I had, what was it, something like Jack 10 9/8 double suited, and so I ended up raising with Jack 10 9/8 double suited, and got a re-raise from somebody in the blinds, and so I made the call to see a flop, and the flop came out 9/8 rag. So I actually flopped 2 pair. I flopped top 2 pair with a straight draw.
Hey, Yumius. Night, Asdrubal.
And got it all in there, and all I had were these naked kings. So he's going to need some help. He was going to need some help. And he got it. He got the 2-outer. When I ran the matchup, I was over 90% to win the hand because of the redraws and the fact that a lot of his outs weren't going to help him. I was over 90% to win the hand, and it was for a huge chip where a chip stack at the final table. That was pretty brutal. Because in terms of equity, that was a pretty bad beat. The bad beat against Bill Edler too, that I had mentioned earlier in the stream, where he had made the shove for like 20 big blinds at the final table, the 6 max event 5K a few years ago, where 5-handed left, he makes the shove, and I called him with pocket jacks. That was a pretty big equity bad beat too. A7 versus the jacks. He ended up winning the tournament with the stack that he ended up getting. He would have been out had his A7 gone down like they were supposed to. He would have been out in 5th place, and I would have had the chip lead. Instead, he got the chip lead, and ended up taking, navigating for, I think it was something like a $700 and something thousand score. So in terms of, equity, both of those were worth more real money dollars than the PLO beat that I mentioned. Wow. Let's continue like we got the best of it against 3 opponents. And the C-bet works. Okay. We got Great Flush chilling out. Good to see you. Hans Barbas says, try Unibet and Ladbrokes, guys. Can't do that. Can't do that, buddy. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes life happens. Torn Chaser says any place better than others to play OFC poker during WCP. I'll play you while I'm there if you have the time. I'm not going to play OFC poker with you, Torn Chaser.
Yeah, because he plays too much.
Yeah.
And too long, and he doesn't get anything done productive.
That Derek Haney site, I felt like really improved my game, though. I got to say, I feel confident in my OFC game. There's better players for sure, but yeah, I'm a little rusty. I'm a little out of practice, to tell you the truth. So we get to see the kind of hands that Mailman's open limping with here. Ace-6 suited. It doesn't really surprise me. Not the kind of hand that you'd want to be open limping under the gun +1 with, you guys. I'm telling you, if you're going to be playing that hand at this stage in the tournament, when you're looking down and have, less than 20 bigs, open limping is just asking for trouble. It's just asking for trouble. And actually, with 13 bigs, 14 bigs like you had before that hand started, you're really best off just shoving or folding. I love these guys.
Let's see.
So we're making a pot-sized bet. We'll pick up the 29, 3,400 in the middle without having to fade a flop. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, and I'm fine with this too. Let's go ahead and get it in there with the Ace King versus the pocket threes. Okay, we hit the king, and it holds.
Nice. Sup, Cajun Cook. Hope you have some good recipes for me.
Up to 41,000 now in this 1,500 guaranteed.
Oh wow, bad spots. That doesn't sound good at all.
Anthony K says, what is the best poker site to use that takes Bitcoin? I'm pretty sure that Bovada takes Bitcoin at this point.
Does it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Pretty sure. I also like Seals with Clubs. I think they're still going strong, and they have a very, very low rake compared to the other sites. The first Bitcoin poker site. Mycon is a buddy of mine, so I'm a little biased.
Aww. Watching Disneyland Main Street Electrical Parade on YouTube. Awesome. How fun.
Got knocked out of the other tournament, by the way, guys. Got down to about 13 bigs, had a cutoff raise, and we shoved with Jack 10 suited. And then we looked away. And when we looked back, we were gone. We were out. So I don't know exactly how it went down, but I do know that the 3-bet shove did not get through. And we didn't win the showdown. getting ready for all 3 barrels here, Scotty. Well. It's pretty funny, Pippin, how I remember seeing a comic about 2 guys doing exactly the same thing, and one of them was like this dreamy, a dreamy actor-looking dude, and another was just a normal dude, and it was like, this is the difference between creepy and romantic. There was a funny scene in My So-Called Life back in the day. You might be too young to remember that show, Pippin. It was very young Clara Danes and Jared. Do you say Leto or Leto? I think it's Leto. Jared Leto. You probably remember him from Fight Club, though. He was the one who got pretty messed up. So he was in the scene with So-Called Life with Clara Danes, and there was a guy in that show named Brian who had the biggest crush on Clara Danes, and he was like the smart, kind of goofy looking guy that just got friend zoned, and he was just so in love with her, always helping with her homework, and making sure that she was okay, and just was so in love, and she was just like very much like friend zoning him. Jared Leto was the guy that she was into, who was way more into his guitar, and didn't really think twice about her really. And there was a scene where they both said the exact same thing to her in 2 different scenes of the show. The phrase was, "Whatever happens, happens." Brian was like, and then whatever happens, happens. You feel like going out to prom, and then after we go, grab a bite, and then whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna make the call here, St. Cannon, 1.6 to 1. I don't like it, but we're calling. We're ahead, kind of. So far, so good. Dodge and weave a lot of outs. We do. So that's the cannon out of there. We're up to 48,000 chips. And she looked at him and she's like, "That's the creepiest thing I've ever heard. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard."
What?
And then like 7 scenes later, Jared says the same thing to her at a concert. She's like, "It's so romantic." This is great. Check it out, Pippin. You'd probably like it. My So-Called Life. You can probably find some reruns. It's good examination of American angst.
What was that website that you played, the OFC, that improved your game? Because
it was Six Pepper's site, Derek Haney.
Flop My Hand would like to know what it is.
Let
Can
me
you put
Google it really
the link
quick.
on?
Let me try to find it. I'll tell you, there's these OFC charts that you just got to know. I mean, you got when you're trying to play a serious OFC. The Derek Haney charts are really a must study and must memorize. I had those charts on my wall for quite a while. Let me see if I can't find it. Derek Haney, OFC. Yeah, let's go ahead and check here. Fire out on the river if Rome from me checks behind.
Good luck, light kicker. Or just kick lighter.
Yeah, here it is. It's at openfacestrategy.com.
If you put it in the tag.
Solvingofc.com is what it is. Solvingofc.com. This is what you're going to want to look at. These are the best. These are the best. I don't know why I put a space there. But there it is. What site is Avenge Wheezy saying he's having cash out problems with? Did you see that?
No,
oh, Bovada.
Is it Bovada?
I haven't really heard of a lot of people having issues with Bovada cashing out Avenge Wheezy.
It just depends on... No, I've heard a little bit here and there, but we don't really get into it because we don't go on Bovada.
Yeah, and I don't really recommend anybody go on Bovada, or ACR or any of these online, these offshore online, unregulated and illegal offshore poker sites. I mean, if you're American and a site is willing to take your action, then it's breaking the law unless you're in Nevada or New Jersey and Delaware, and it's BrigadaPoker.com or PokerStars New Jersey or WSOP.com. I mean, those are really your only options for legal, regulated online poker for real money if you are in the States. Pretty much anybody that will take your action, ACR, Bovada, any of them are going to be sketchy just by definition. Just by the fact that they will take your action, even though there's tons of state laws, and they're also likely breaking the federal laws about with the Wire Act and UIGEA, and I just wouldn't I wouldn't recommend those sites. On the other hand, if you're in a state where there's no online legal poker and there's no card room around your area, it kind of turns into one of those things like it's the only game in town. It's the only game in town. Okay, I'm going to make the fold here with ace-7 offsuit, even though I'm really tempted to go ahead and fire out a raise here. Looks like X-Mans is firing out the raise. Good on you, X-Mans. Yeah, so Avenge Wheezy, what is the grill doing on the stream? Interacting with chat, making sure I don't miss any important questions like yours.
I was just surfing the internet right now.
And now she's just kind of...
No, I'm just listening. I was listening.
She mods and she hosts. She keeps the stream going. She manages my tilt and she takes my money. What does any girl do?
That's me, and I'm the rake. You still on both of these? Or are you just in one? Oh, you're in one. I see that you're out of this one now. You're doing good in this, in the 1500.
In the $5 tournament?
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing okay.
You're still in. Oh wow, there's still a lot of people left.
And just Kicklighter. Kicklighter is about the coolest last name that I know of. Make the fold here against good guy 7-7. 16 out of 58. Blinds are going up quick, you guys. First place in this thing, 583. Definitely enough to get us even for the day. We need like second or better. We need second or first in this thing to get even. Otherwise, we're gonna have to put a little red mark on the day. After that $30 rebuy and add-on, and the 2K. Fold here. Interesting. X-Man's making that raise. Not even thinking about making the call there. And X-Man's kind of surprising me there. Kind of surprising me. If he's going to play the hand, I kind of feel like a 3-bet would probably be more appropriate. Let's check back. Firing at 2,000 into 13.9. Okay, I'll take ace high.
Oh, wow. So D. Brower. Oh, he won with ace high there. Oh, damn. D. Brower says they sent him an email saying they're behind on payouts, but who really knows who's going on? That's regarding Bovada, so.
Gosh, that'd be a really bad thing if that'd be a really bad thing if Bovada shut down and won people money.
Ugh.
It'd be that would have
well, it definitely
some
put a dark
ripples.
bone mark on poker. That's for sure. More bad things. Oh, so Avenge Wheezy's from Chicago, and he's 18, so he can't play casinos, but he loves playing poker. Well, cool. Welcome to the stream, Avenge Wheezy. Glad to have you here. So he gets stuck on playing on shading sites like Bovada because he can't play. Well, hopefully by the time you're 21, the laws will change. Hopefully you will have a better future.
You know, B. Roy, he says, I want poker stars to come to Massachusetts. Please, poker gods, please. You know, B. Roy, you actually have more power as a as an individual voter and citizen than you might think. If you actually write a handwritten letter to your representatives, they're all going to read it. They're all going to put more stock in that than they would, just like a stock petition. You can also go meet with them. You know, there's nothing that says you can't actually go try to set up meetings with your representatives and say, look, I am a voter. I'm also a poker player. This issue is very important to me. I think that it can help our economy. I also think that so many people are playing anyway on shady offshore sites like Bovada and ACR. And if you look at, what's happening, this is criminalizing online poker is very similar to criminalizing drugs, and it's not working. And there's nothing wrong with poker. You know, poker is a very rich American game. Many presidents have enjoyed the game. You've got the buck stops here is a poker term. You got Nixon, who actually put together a lot of his campaign finances for his early political races with poker winnings. You've got poker has a very rich American history and should be brought back to America. If you actually go meet with your representatives, they'll listen to you. If not, write a letter. And I'll tell you too, man. If you try to get some sort of grassroots movement, any of you guys are ever trying to get some sort of grassroots movement in your area to try to change your local state laws when it comes to how your local state deals with online poker, I want you to know you got my support. If you have like a petition that you want me to to retweet, or if you want to talk about it on the stream, I'll do everything I can to help you if you're trying to do good things for online poker and for the poker industry in general. So just know that, B-Roy, that maybe the poker gods will do it themselves, but we could do it too. You could do it. It's one of those things that you could have an influence on. You could make that happen. You could make that happen. I know a lot of people here would like to see you do that and help. Big Creep is sorry about that, man.
Misclick.
Wow. You gotta love guys who come through and try to tilt you with one of the worst scenes that you can think of in your whole entire life.
Yeah, I guess, Duchess. Yeah. That's what the internet does.
That's what they do.
To make it even worse,
that's what
with
they
Bada,
do.
I called multiple times, bitching at them about the money taking 3 months late, and they disabled my account when I said, according to the terms service, they were able. According to the terms and conditions, we're able to disable my account at our discretion at Xmois. So Avenge Wheezy got his account shut down by asking for his money. That sucks, dude. Or disabled? I guess they might have undisabled it.
For giving the customer service reps a tough time, and they decided to just be like, okay, screw you. You want to complain? See you later. You can't play on our site anymore. It's pretty lame. It's pretty lame of them. That happened to someone on WSOP.com. Yes. What do they say? The squeaky wheel gets oiled.
What?
But it can also get replaced.
Sorry, that's funny. It is what it is.
462 coming here with a min raise. Wolin calling him. And I don't really have any reason to think that pocket tens is not good here. I'm also looking at it. We got less than 20 big blinds. Let's go ahead and make the shove. And if we can pick up 15K, that's great. If we can't, well, we're probably ahead. Yeah, we are ahead. Let's dodge and weave. So far, so good. Dodge that 6-outer. 6-outer gets there. That's it for the stream, you guys. That's it for the stream. We tried to Maverick it. Instead, a 462 Mavericked it better than we did. We were focusing on dodging a 6-outer. The 6-outer came. The 12% are on the river. To be fair, we weren't 88% to win the hand when the money got in. But you know what? I bet that we were way better than you think, because I bet that Wolin folded an ace. I bet that we were probably looking at a situation where we weren't dodging 6-outs, we were dodging 5-outs. Yeah, we're going to be back tomorrow, I think. We'll play the 3K tomorrow. You guys are awesome. You guys have been really cool. Really appreciate all of you being here. Make sure to click on that follow button. Thank you to our newest subs, T-Spin Jr., our latest member of the crew. All of you subscribers, get those fist bump patches. You get that that download link to my book, Poker Tilt. And you get some sub perks, like being able to watch this stream and others in the video on demands. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel. Make sure to follow on Twitter, @DutchBoyd, @First for our lovely co-host below.
Yep.
I wish that it could have been a better
night. We'll be
night.
back tomorrow. It's all good.
But it was a fun stream, and I really appreciate you guys being here. It was fun hanging out.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for your support. Yeah, and if you miss the videos and you want to watch them on YouTube, don't forget that you can sub on Dutch's YouTube as well.
Yep. Thanks, guys, so much. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.